Oh, fun.
Wait, my little guy isn't reacting. Oh no, hold on. I gotta reload my little guy. My little guy.
Nothing's happening.
Oh, maybe yours is already updated then. Hold on, let me.
Well, it's like now it's stuck. It's like downloading 0% complete.
We'll give it a second. Give it a sec.
It usually doesn't take this many seconds.
Because I will tell you right now.
Let me exit out.
Yeah, exit out to be safe. But let me see if I like. Why can't I find this right now? Cat. The Cat Cakes Extra should be on V1.22.3 right now.
Let me just scroll to that. Cat Cakes Extra. 1, 2, 1, 3.
1, 2, 2, 3.
1, 2, 2, 3.
Women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just give it a second. Just give it a second to do a little refresh thingy, and it should be good.
Not really recognizing anything.
Well, you are going to want this one to be updated because you want to know who's in it.
Is it Rini?
You got to be more specific than that.
Is it Chimera Rini?
No, Chimera Rini isn't available, and it is only available in that mod that we're not using yet. No, it's Cacophosha.
Oh, cute. A Cacophosha cat cake?
Yeah, there's a Cacophosha cat cake now.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's also Anoxa, Hyacine, Sugilite, oh god, Dill is in here. And then the Tribby Daisy snack. So it's, I'm guessing all three of them, which I kind of love the idea
of. Not recognizing anything. It's just stuck.
Oh no. You know what you could do instead?
What?
Is also on the settings, go refresh online mod list.
Refresh online.
It's an interesting reaction to Dill. I will never willingly pull for a Daniel. You know what's great?
What?
Having tinnitus, because when I chew my ginger gummies, I literally hear the sound change.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it's great, and I love it so much.
Okay, cool. It updated now.
I have an idea.
Okay, I am going to...
I don't care if whether or not I'm not baby girl. I never wanted to be. So thank you for confirming I'm not baby girl, because I'm not. Heart emoji.
Oh.
It's real. I'm not baby girl.
Sad.
Why would I ever want to be baby girl? Literally. No, seriously.
Girl.
If anyone ever called me baby girl, I would start laughing and say no.
Wild.
Oh, that's us saying that Mina isn't baby girl. Oh, that's fair. No, I'm glad Mina isn't baby girl, and neither am I. Neither of us are baby girl. What if Caleb called me baby girl? Caleb from Love in Deep Space? Ew, I'd kill him. I would murder that man. Why would I ever let a man call me baby girl? I'm just saying. I am king coded. Thank you, Black Swan's tarot card. Black Swan's tarot card, if you want, you can be baby girl. Sorry, bestie, I got lost. Real. What start am I going to pick for Pokemon ZA? Totodile. I am very loyal to going for water starters. That's always kind of my default. So very easy choice for me. But all of them are good. I'm just kind of surprised that we have both Totodile and Chikorita, that they went for 2 Gen 2 Mons as starters for this one.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Pokemon Legends ZA. It's the next Pokemon game that it's the next more traditional style Pokemon game when we know is coming out. Like, other than, like, obviously Pokemon Champions. Did you know you never played Legends Arceus?
No, I haven't.
We did see, okay, yes, someone sent me, I have to show it to you, Camden, the ad for the Acheron, Nihility Acheron, Rini, Kakavasha, and Ratio plushies. I think, are those the ones that Ace showed us, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Do we know if we're still getting the hookup on that?
That have been made.
Yeah. Do we know if we're still getting the hookup on that, or should
Maybe.
I try to find a way to get
I think
it?
we'll need to try to find a way to get.
Yeah, I don't mind
Wait,
going
are they
for
coming
it.
out? Because I know that they were like, you had to like actually gamble and gacha for them in China.
I mean, I can possibly. I mean, I can try. Oh my god! Thank you for gifting those subs, Property of Ride in May. Yeah, I think I have to. What's it called? I mean, I might see if they're available on. God, what's it called? The service I use to get all the Acheron clothing.
Okay,
Women.
Invite. Well, let it register that I'm live. Okay, shared chat enabled. Let me invite
Women.
Allegra.
Oui? Oh, I should actually load.
Invite guests.
Women.
Oh, where's Molly? Molly is vocal resting right now, so she would absolutely join us, but she cannot today. Here, muting myself. There we go. Our chats are touching.
Yeah.
So Molly isn't joining us today. She needs to rest her voice because she's coming to LA next week to do a bunch of sessions. So we want to make sure that she is in great shape for all of that. Oops.
Yeah, we do.
There we go. I'm very excited. She's going to be crashing with me and Christian. And, hold on. I'm texting you something, Camden. I shouldn't put this out into the universe properly yet, although Molly does know this is happening.
Okay.
I just texted you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I pitched her, and he was like, okay, yeah. So.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, I can't believe Mina is taking so long to pee and get a quick snack. That's a slow snack.
How rude of her.
Oh, yeah, her iconic Kamehameha was dead on the March 7th stream. Yeah, that's why she's resting. Yeah, she's peeling the whole apple. How does voice resting work? Do you limit vocal activity to the bare minimum or not talk at all? I hope it's not a dumb question. Not a dumb question at all. When I am on vocal rest, I do not speak. Or I try not to. The amount that I limit it to is if I have a session or something like that, I will obviously speak for the session. I will speak for the auditions, although I may be a little bit more selective about what auditions I do. Oh, Ace said she did order them for us. Okay, dope.
Aw.
Great. Awesome. Very excited. A vocal rest a me thing or a doctor's order thing? All of the above, actually. I mentioned when I was still on Mina Scream that I have a specific doctor for my vocal cords, vocal laryngologist. Her name is Dr. Gupta. She's the best. And, Ace is DMing me right now. Hee hee. Yes. You the best. All right, cool. So I have a doctor specifically for my vocal cords, and if I'm dealing with some vocal changes can be an increase in hoarseness, a loss of range, texture, anything along those lines, something that doesn't feel normal, and I can't, maintain a standard voice, maintain my voice basically the way it is right now. This is my voice healthy, normal, good. If I can't do that, then and it's not like a temporary thing. Like if I feel a little weird or I have a little bit of pain or something after I do a bunch of screaming, that's one thing. But if that happens and it keeps lasting, then it's like, okay, what is going on with my voice right now that I am not getting the range I need? And hello. It could be because of vocal, again, like extended vocal use. Like it could be because I was at a con on any given weekend.
Women.
Oh my God, thank you for the subs. If I'm at a con, then, I know I'm using my voice for like 8 hours a day without a lot of break and as much water as I can drink, but it's still constant vocal use. And the thing that, like, obviously the vocal dynamics, the screaming, the everything, the vocal manipulation, all of those things are vocal stressors, but also speaking for an extended period of time is a vocal stressor, which is why even just streaming, even if you're speaking at a very casual level of voice, streaming for like 4 hours is actually incredibly vocally stressful.
Yeah, that's why I lose my voice all the time.
So I am, if I feel like my voice is not doing so well or something like that, I try to go on vocal rest between periods where I need to speak, like, again, sessions, auditions, things like that. I do a lot of hot water with lemon and honey. Ginger is another thing that helps. Lemon, ginger, honey in general, that's like that trio is very good for the voice. I also have something called a nebulizer. It's not like the big medical nebulizer that you guys are thinking of, but I have like a small nebulizer that basically just like goes for like maybe 10
Where do you
minutes
get
or
that?
so.
Like Amazon?
Yeah, I can send you a link to it. Actually, no, the
cool.
actual, it's called a vocal mist. You can't get the vocal mist from Amazon, but you can get the distilled water sachets for it from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I've 100% hurt my voice doing things before. Do I take Papacoa? I do.
For sure.
But Papacoa isn't a treatment. It's like, it's very soothing in the way that like honey is soothing. But it's not really like it's something of a remedy. It's really more of a stopgap than anything. The best thing you can always do for your voice is just rest it, and then just maintaining general vocal hygiene, which, to be honest, a lot of the vocal hygiene things like warming up and cooling down, I never fucking do. I am so bad about that. But I only warm up when I'm singing with my voice teacher, and the rest of the time I'm just like, I just go into the booth like that.
Again? Could you...
Do I do a daily gargle with salt water? I don't do saltwater gargles. So yeah. Wait, what is it? Is it normal we don't hear anything wrong? They can't hear me, darling.
What?
I don't think they can hear me either. I think you're in the wrong Discord channel right now.
Oh, cute. Not me just sitting here in complete silence.
Oh, wait, actually, come to think of it, the Discord is wrong on my end, too. So I am also going to fix that. Oh, because it's set to just Mina. That's interesting. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Fixed.
Dude, there's too many Discord.
There we go.
I bet Portal broke it.
Right?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Portal did break it.
Should have fixed it too. Okay, so now we could probably hear everybody.
Now all three of us can be heard at any given point in time. And it's so funny, now that we've fuddled with the Discord
now that we've
settings,
had our
we're
whole
going to
conversation.
Well, now that we've fuddled with the Discord settings, we're going to go into a game where we actually don't
turn ourselves off.
We turn ourselves off.
Fantastic. Well, welcome in, everybody. We've got Allegra and Mina here. We are doing some Lethal Company, and it is Mina's 4-year streamer anniversary.
Oh my god, yeah. So close to March 7th, but so far.
Right?
That was like magical. But now I'm eating apples and peanut butter.
Oh no! Honestly. Shit, I tried to do the invite thing and it gave me big screen. Fuck.
This is your very own autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep.
You know the thing where you try to invite someone in Lethal Company, and instead it just makes the invite thing
really big.
Yeah. Ugh. All right. Now
I love when I get a big invite.
Well, no, because it's not a big invite. It's just it's a big invite screen, and I can't press anything, and I can't go out of it.
Oh, that's rude.
Oh, apparently it is March 7th in Asia. You know what that means?
Hey,
It's March.
it's
It's
it
March.
is. It's literally March.
It's March.
But I
Hell
wonder what
yeah.
birthday March art they're gonna post.
Oh my god. Well, actually, wouldn't they have already posted it? Because
It's
of.
usually 11 p.m.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
when they post it.
I was gonna say because China.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they wait till like noon.
What?
They did put her in a coma.
What? No.
This is so cute.
Not that being cute.
Oh my god.
Where is it? Like on Twitter?
Oh
Yeah,
I'll
it's
post
on
it for you.
Twitter. Oh my god.
He's such an angel, my poopy.
Oh, the
That's
Pookie
cold.
Bear.
That's fucking cold.
Is that a giant pom pom plush?
Yeah. Oh my god, the Charmony doves.
That's
No, not the Charmony doves.
so cute.
This is really good. This is a really good art.
It is a really good
Oh,
art, but also
yeah.
not the Charmony doves. That is literally cold though. That is cold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, some of your save files may not be corruptible with version 16. You may be corrupted if you play them.
Women.
What?
You're
Well,
corrupted?
well, I'm also not
they had an update.
trying. I'm also not trying to play that one. I'm trying to load a new one in. There we go.
Aw.
Okay,
I did call that they were gonna make the art of her like sleeping.
you did.
Look at you go.
Wait, hold on. Wait, there's enhance.
Enhance?
It's Kalis and Stell are on the picture on the piece of paper.
It's both of them.
It's
so
both of
cute.
them.
This is your
He's so.
very own
I love
autopilot
Marge.
ship,
My heart.
where
I
you
miss
will
her
lead
so
and
much.
sleep configuration.
No,
Yeah.
no, you
Her
don't.
little crown.
You've never
Like,
missed.
she's
The crown is pretty
I miss
iconic.
Marge all the
Make
time.
yourself at home. To complete the onboarding process, you will
My
want to
angel
check
right
the
here.
instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer
The
terminal. We trust you
baby.
will be a great
The
asset.
baby.
Great asset.
Invite to game. There we go.
Great asset.
Here we are. I see it. Okay, I'm gonna mute on the Discord.
I'm inviting Mina too. So,
That's so nice.
Mina,
of
did you
you.
get it?
Yeah, I got it. An error occurred. Did you guys change a mod?
Oh,
We
yes.
updated.
We did. We changed one mod. We
Which one?
disabled. We didn't get rid of it, but we
We
disabled,
disabled the Weeping Angels.
the Weeping Angels mod.
Oh, let me. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
let me do that.
And let me turn.
You
off
are
random right
horrendously
now.
hideous.
I know. We need to do something about this. Oh my god, bitch.
Much
Bitch.
better. Much better. Legend.
Are you not gonna join me?
Oh, here we are.
What is a bitch
There we
doing?
go.
What is a bitch doing?
Okay, you
Slack
disabled
Queen?
Weeping Angel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was it.
You shouldn't be hearing echoes anymore. You should only be hearing Camden normally.
No echoes there.
Yeah. We should install the boot hill skin.
Oh, thank you so much for the gifted subs, Elaine.
Okay, so
thank
the
you, thank
only
you.
boot hill that I was able to find in Thunderstorm.
Came in a
was-
huge pack.
Well, there was one that was in a huge pack. And then one that's a player model
Thank you so
switch,
much,
and we
Elaine. I
can't
really
do a
appreciate
player
it.
model swap because that's what Mina has for her VTuber model to come in. Wait, you're hearing Camden echo?
You're hearing me echo? Oh gosh.
No, his.
Oh, probably because you're both in game and he's not.
Did you mute me in
Yes.
Discord?
Yeah, I muted him in Discord.
Oh.
Why? Why do I sound echoey?
Bad echo?
Not the bad echo.
Is he echoing because maybe you guys have us both open or something? Or...
Oh yeah. Do you have both streams open?
Yeah.
Can I get an invite again?
that couldn't be
Yeah.
it. Let me see.
Is
if
there a
this-
multi-Twitch? I don't know. I mean... No, and that's not open. Okay. There's just a teeny tiny echo. There shouldn't be. That's the weird thing.
Your end, I'm fine here. I'm echoing on
I think
your
it's on my side.
stream.
You know what?
Is
Let
it like
me...
is it a Discord thing?
I'm in.
Yay!
I don't hear an echo in Lethal.
You're only watching Allegra and you can hear the echo. That's really weird. Because there literally shouldn't be. I only hear one.
Mina's echoed.
I'm echoed?
Well,
Did you mute me yet?
Mina, your mic sounds like it's kind of peaky now. Also, wait, I'm kind of hearing myself. Do you have your headphones on?
my headphones
Just
on.
better?
It's like two. Yeah, that sounds better. Hold on.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, so-
better.
oh, how about this now?
Testing sound. 1, 2, 3.
How does this sound, everyone?
Much better, Mina.
There we go. Yeah, that's why. The desktop audio was on. So
Oh, fun.
it was doing desktop and game audio.
Hey, look at us solving problems.
There we go.
We love tech support.
We love
We
this
do
for
love a tech
us.
support.
Oh no.
Alrighty, shall we get started? What planet are we? Oh my gosh, Mina.
We're
you
going
got
to
so
March!
excited. Oh my gosh!
We have
It's
to go to March on March 7th.
We do.
It is. almost March 7th.
Walkie 3.
Thank
See.
you, Audrey.
Okay. Actually, before we go, I have to pee.
Oh,
Piss
fun.
girl.
My turn. Go piss, girl.
I would
Okay.
say apples and
I
peanut butter are so immaculate.
am going to order. Oh, I think she
Taco
already
Bell.
did. What about? I had Taco Bell like literally a few hours ago.
Oh, I thought you were gonna order it again.
Well, I already did. I love that place so much. Iconic,
Thank you. A legend.
right?
That's working on Aventurine is still my favorite. It's just like it's so astronomical, you know? Literally.
Really?
Also, I feel like they
I-
added like low-key.
Yeah.
I low-key feel like they added a bulge.
Oh hell yeah!
See, look, hold on.
Look at him go.
Look, I sent you a screenshot.
Oh, you did? Let me see. Oh hell yeah!
Like, why is it doing that?
Doing what? What's
Look at
happening?
the screenshot.
So funny.
Oh, what, your ass?
Yeah. No, it looks great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it always looks like that.
It feels extra protrudy today.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Wait,
Been doing
Alright.
squats.
what if the only map we did was March 7th today?
That's Cameron's worst nightmare.
For sure. I was like, what if we just add March to the rotation? Wow. All right, Allegra, pull the lever.
Wrong lever. Sorry, I'm getting myself set up. I'm cozy. I'm ready. I'm fit. I'm
Good.
fresh.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Chat isn't shared
Baby, I got
anymore.
it.
Oh no, chat unshared. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Is it because I closed
We
that
unshared?
thing?
What do you mean?
Because I closed that
Probably.
Why would you do that?
No, I closed the tab. I wonder if. Weird.
Okay.
Twitch likes to be
Re-invite
a
me
little.
to the thing. Yeah, invite me to the
Okay.
thing.
I think the Christmas tree comes on this side.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Start sharing chat. Invite Allegra. Send.
Allegri.
The host
fishy's here.
or another mod just performed that action.
Weird.
Send
Wait.
the
Well,
link.
it's enabled.
Yeah,
but I
wait, send the
can't-
link. Send the link.
Oh, cool.
Alternately.
I pressed the button. Na 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 na.
There we go. Yeah, only walkies. We only have enough for, wait, not walkies. Did I send walkies? Oh, did I press
Yeah.
walkie instead of flashlight? Oh, fuck.
Allegra.
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped yours.
Well, now we'll communicate.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'll go through the fire escape over this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Mina and I will be friends, I suppose.
Yeah. I feel like I should probably turn on the walkie-talkie.
Oh, how do I do that again?
Alt Q.
Hello. Oh wait, no. Then you have to
press
hold
it.
Z, right?
No, you just press down on it.
On this?
Testing sound,
Like-
1, 2, 3.
You have to hit Alt.
And then you press. Yes,
Oh.
testing. Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, I see.
Bro, it's so dark.
I know. Sorry. Frankly, homophobic that I can't find anything yet.
Where are you? The fire escape.
Right here.
Oh my god.
Let's go this way.
It's so dark.
Found Camden's apparatus room. Whoa, there's a Bertha in here and no apparatus.
Oh. Oh, it's a dead end.
There's a Bertha.
What is that? Oh, that's the door handle. Where's the stuff?
I think we have to go for a.
Stuff over there? Just 2 things.
It's dead here. I think we have to go for a fire exit, Mina.
No, there's a maze.
Oh. Oh, I see you. Okay. Okay, that's the door. No. Okay. Mini Bertha.
Little bird.
Oh, Big Bertha. Okay, let's not and say we did.
Oh, hey, a room. Oh, I heard
And a trap, yeah.
Oh, a big Bertha.
Another one. That's like the third
Another
one.
one. I hear it.
Yeah, I hear the trap. Oh, new creature data. Oh, is that me scanning the fishy, maybe?
Probably. Oh, door over here.
There's like, wow.
Bruh. Where's the stuff?
Oh, it's right here. Oh, wait. Mina, the trap is here.
Oh god. Oh my god. Ah!
Oh.
Oh.
You know what? It's
Oh.
better than nothing, I guess. But I wonder if there's literally anything else. Bro, we finally found something, and it's a large axle.
Oh, hell yeah. No, they're ugly.
Let's see.
Hold on. As a challenge, I want to see if we can find the door. Okay. That's the way we went. And then this. That's Big Bertha. So we go like this. And this. And this and this. Yes.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Ha!
How did you navigate that?
I'm very good at this. All right. Let's... Hold on. Did we go fully straight? I know. A crime. Let's hug the left. Oh,
Hug left.
wow.
Hugging left did not, in fact, work.
Whoa!
Oh.
That's the trap. All right.
Oh!
Wow, there's like not much here. Like genuinely.
Yeah, Kendall went back to the ship already.
Oh, he did? I didn't hear him say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Allegra, I'm outside.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Je viens.
I can't charge my walkie.
What? You should be able to.
I can't do it.
It should be the same buttons.
It should be, but it's not.
Yeah, you can pick up the one. You can pick up the one
Okay.
I did. It's charged.
Cool.
But I couldn't find anything in that goddamn place.
Yeah, we found a large
There
axle.
was a
I'm gonna.
big maze at the fire exit in front of the ship, but it's just really dark.
I'm gonna go for this fire exit here. Cause that was a pathetic haul. Oh wait, I need someone with me. Hi, cutie. Camden. There's a baboon hawk. Where are you going? Camden? Camden! Camden, what the fuck?
What?
Why do you never wait?
What do you mean? You said you were going to that fire exit, so I went to the other one.
And then I said I need someone. Ah! Oh. I'm okay. Then I said I needed someone with me because there is a baboon hawk.
Yeah, I saw one on my end too.
Walkie 3.
Whoa. Wait.
Hi.
That's
That's me. That's me. Although I did hear another me.
Was that? Oh, that's.
Where is she?
Dude, this sucks. Okay, I'm gonna try to make the jump, and if I
Wait,
die.
wait,
then
no,
that's
Camden,
What?
turn around. There's one right next to you.
Here we go. Yeah, that's why. The desktop audio was on. So, it was doing desktop and game audio.
Wait, are you getting laggy?
Go piss, girl. Oh my god, that's crazy.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm getting laggy.
What?
Oh no, there's a
This is
cat
it's
over
so
there.
astronomical, you know? Literally.
It's just so laggy, I don't trust it.
Oh, wow. I hear it.
Oh. Wow!
Good choice. No, good choice.
What was
I
there?
couldn't see anything. Lag.
Oh,
Did you see the lag?
I did. What
Couldn't even
got
move.
the lag?
Yeah, I made
know.
the executive decision
No, good choice.
to leave.
There was an Allegra and a Mina mimic. There were Allegra and Mina mimics.
I did see 4 people on the screen when there's in fact 3 of us, so I figured you guys were with some mimics.
Yeah, I couldn't see where they were, but they were talking to each other.
They were very close to you guys. Like they were a few feet away.
Yeah, I think they might have been on the other side of like a Bertha or something like that.
Well, March is clear again. I want to go back.
Yeah. Hold on.
Pull the lever.
Wait.
The flashies.
Yeah. We can get one.
Do it. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, Morty Risu. Thank you, thank you.
Oh yeah, now we only have one walkie-talkie. So Mina, you may as well leave it on the ship.
Yeah.
For sure.
That way we have it saved. All right.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
It's
and
March!
Elaine and everybody else for resubscribing and gifting.
It's March!
It is March.
It's
March on March
March!
in March. All right, I'm going to the
Aw.
fire exit in front of the ship.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the Christmas tree.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
I also wonder what's causing the lag, because we didn't have any lag last time.
I have no idea. It has to be one of the mods.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of the things my mimic said was "Go piss, girl," and one of the things that your mimic said was "That's crazy."
That's a more accurate conversation.
Yeah. One flashlight. Let's fucking go. Whee!
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Whee! It's March. Oh!
Alright.
Ugh.
When you.
It's
Whose
foggy
is that?
in here. That's sweet sesame. Oh, isn't that
Oh, Blady, but
Blade
like,
pre-Blady Blady?
yeah.
Wow, we're in the locker room and there are no lockers. And it's foggy.
Bro, what is this?
It's fog. It's inside fog.
It's like perma glare. Oh, I can't see. That's complete darkness. Allegra, where are you?
I'm over here. Hi. You know what? Honestly, let's go a different way before we start going this way. Because I saw another option. Before we start trying any mazes.
Yeah. Bro, it's so dark.
Like, I don't even think my flashlight is helping, to be honest.
It's hard when it's foggy.
Yeah. Well, nothing in that room. Let's shut down. And nothing here. What the oh. Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh. It is so dark.
Okay, I guess we have to go for that maze. Ugh.
Oh, you wanna go down here first?
Yeah, that's where the maze is.
Oh, did you go on top then?
There's nothing on. Oh, up top here. No. Oh my god, it is fucking impossible to see. I'm hugging the left. That's a dead end.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna hug the right.
I think it's...
Yeah, it looks like it's just a dead end on all. Yeah, I think there's nothing. Okay, cool.
Oh my god, this is so difficult to see.
I know, this is insane. Going right.
I think it led to the other door.
Yeah, that's the other door. Okay, now let's go right on this side. Ugh.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love how all we can do is just kind of hug the right and pray.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on. Let's check this door. Oh, wow, a dead end. I was feeling so optimistic. All right, back to hugging the right. Oh, a key. Okay, we'll take that.
Okay.
There's something else. Another key.
Oh, I can pick up... Where's the other key?
There. A scan. Do your scan, then you'll see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck. My flashlight is
Are
going
you?
to... I'm just still hugging right. Oh, boy. Okay, my flashlight's dead.
Oh, no.
Mina, why do we keep going places where there's absolutely fucking nothing?
Why aren't these maps spawning anything, respectfully? Oh, hey, a door.
Oh. Was that you opening?
Yeah.
Is this another apparatus room with nothing in it? Bro, what the fuck?
Dude, has this game always been this dark, or am I going crazy?
No, this is foggy inside. Hold on.
Oh, it's like
Hi,
a
I'm
new
here.
map. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's just hug the left.
Where are the items?
Oh, big win.
Oh, wow.
We may not be finding shit, but we are finding our way back.
Country road.
All right, well, fuck this. Uh-oh. That bodes ill.
What's up?
That bodes ill. Got a noose creature data sent to terminal. Whee! Love it.
All right, where's Camden? Oh, he has something. It looks like there's a... Oh, he dropped it. I think he's being chased by something.
Oh, you know what? He might have picked up a bell crab or something like that. That makes you drop all your shit. I'm gonna check.
It looks... No, he's outside.
Oh, weird.
Is he lost?
I don't know. I'm gonna check the other fire
Camden?
exit.
Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Yeah, he got lost.
I am alive.
I'm gonna check the other fire exit, guys.
I got so lost.
Wait, now I need to... Yes, this is the right way. This is the correct path.
Oh, much better.
Ah!
Much better.
Nope. You know, I don't trust that. You know, I just don't trust that. I just don't. Yeah. Nope. Nope. You know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I can just go back. I can just go back. Yeah.
Two.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
I walk into there. I hear a thumper running around, and then I immediately hear Camden going, "Oh, much better." I'm like, "Nope, not much better," because Camden isn't there. I know that's where Camden isn't.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently there's a mod called Remove Interior Fog, which I may honestly get. I think we should get it.
I kind of low-key agree.
Oh my
I mean,
god,
it was
Mina,
still
I gave your
dark
IP
as hell.
address.
Oh no. Oh no, don't dock.
Gonna dox the shit out of Mina. Let's go back.
It's a go back.
It's a march.
He Cam didn't, that's what.
All right,
And then
I'm
do you
gonna
feel like
try
you're
that
learning
fire
much
exit
better?
again.
Why are you so insistent on
well-
going there rather than hanging out with us?
Because I love the fire exits.
Fine, whatever. Bye. Guess we'll
And
go.
There's so many doors.
We'll go cry over here, I guess.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
The truth is, I never left you. All through my
was on
wild
Glee.
days. Of course it was. My
Season 2.
mad existence.
When Kurt left McKinley High to go to...
Oh my god, I can see.
Oh my god. On a massive improvement. Going right. Oh, Bracken Room. I love how we see and we...
Oh, I see Pickles family page.
Did you hear that? Mina?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Mrs. Farrell creases Jordans.
No, I mean, that's a great one, but I thought I heard something rather thumpy.
Where?
I don't know, while I was over here. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, no, that's a Bracken room, so we don't care about that.
Rather thumpy?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard something. I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh, train station! Train station!
What?
Mina.
Yeah.
Train station.
Oh. Train station. Dun, dun, dun.
Man, imagine not getting dead ends. Why?
That's unimaginable.
Why is March being so cruel to us right now?
Because.
Oh, hi,
Who's
Camden.
that?
Hi.
It's Tribby.
Oh, cute.
Where are you, Camden?
In the train station.
Oh, where?
Oh,
So are we.
On the other side.
That's where we came
Other
from.
side. Other side.
Shut up, really?
Oh my.
Wait, did you
God.
come from this side over here?
I came from, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Ah.
we came from the other side. Cool.
Sweet.
Ah, okay, so this is the same
And
stuff.
thank you for resubscribing.
Looks like they're connected. Okay.
For free
Thank
with
you.
Education Connection.
Oh,
Remember that infomercial?
I do
No,
actually.
I don't. Oh,
It was on. Oh, what was that?
I was opening a door.
A door.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
One singular fish.
To replace Molly.
Damn, we don't
So
replace
sad.
Molly.
It's like a little like placebo. Like Molly's just she's
Oh,
here with
okay.
us.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Oh, so it's like
Oh.
yeah. It's our surrogate Molly.
Well,
I meant like wow, how many
entrance.
the door already?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot on that side to be honest. I'm kind of why don't we just go to the other one of the other
Okay,
entrances?
so
Mina,
Yeah.
we'll go this way.
more to go. Okay, the fire exit on that side in front of the ship, it kind of leads you to a dark like jump and nothing else.
Okay.
And so then I went
Cute.
to the one over there, that side.
The one
and
above?
that one took
Or-
the one where I'm pointing. Where I'm facing. That way's fire escape is where I met you guys, and I haven't gone to that one yet. Over to this
okay.
side.
Well, let's go to that one then.
I don't know what to do.
Mina, do you want to ship?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no! Fuck no! Not this
What
again!
is this?
Not this again!
What is this?
No! No!
Wait, what is that?
Something I don't fuck with!
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means get inside!
What is this mod?
I don't think it's a mod! I'm staying here. Fucking hell.
What- What's
Here.
it gonna do? What's gonna happen?
Literally meteors.
Meteors? I want to see this.
Have fun. I'm staying in here.
Don't go meteor that. Oh my god!
Did you?
Oh, it's a bug.
Oh.
I have a hat on.
And there it goes. Told you.
Oh my god, there's meteors.
I told you.
Oh my god, that's so fun.
Oh, Camden found a bunch of shit. Good.
Oh my god, are we dinosaurs? We're dinosaurs. POV, you're dinosaurs. Whoa. Can they hit our ship? Whoa. Oh my god, they're massive. Meteors, you're huge.
Oh my god. Hold on.
Whoa. I like this.
Is Camden
How long
gonna
does it
survive?
last?
I don't know.
Surely.
It killed me once, so
Do you have beef?
yeah, that's why I was like, nope.
Whoa. The tree next to us.
Whoa. How long does it last? Don't know. It killed me
I'm
last.
trying to get laggy.
Oh, me too. Fuck.
Being laggy.
Yeah, same. Oh, lag is bad. I think we gotta pull the... I don't think he's getting back. Yeah. I think... I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. The lag is only gonna get worse.
Bro, what's up with the lag? I feel like we should stop going to March if it's gonna be this laggy.
Yeah, I think we might need to go elsewhere. You had so much. I'm so bummed.
I know.
I saw it, but it was
That's so annoying.
the second the lag started. It was like, man, it doesn't even matter. Like we just gotta.
It was so. Are there any mods that we can just get rid of?
Report to the company building.
I have no idea what's even causing the lag.
You have
Do you think it's like an overload of mods, like not any specific one, but just the amount of them all together?
Maybe. Actually, I just had another 3 mods update, so I almost wonder if that's part of it.
Oh, maybe.
Check your
let's
Thunder
see.
stores.
They don't prompt me to, but I can do the way to refresh mod list.
Oh, did you get rid of a Yippee mod? On your
yeah.
end, I mean, okay, cool.
Checking for an. I don't see any
Yeah, I don't see any refreshes either.
That's weird.
updates.
Too many emotes. Hold on, I need to test something really quickly. This is occurring to me.
Do it.
No, okay.
Yeah?
You're seeing travelers right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know why Molly was getting the fucking Russian dancing last time.
I
Right.
have no idea.
Yeah, we will never play base lethal at this point. Okay.
No.
I'm trying to think like which ones I feel comfortable just straight up getting rid of.
Yeah.
If we want to like hop out.
Some of these I
hop
don't
back
even
in.
know what they are.
Yeah.
Some of them are okay. I feel good getting rid of the casino now. We almost never use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good getting rid of needy cats. Honestly, like I kind of like the cats, but also like
Wait, what cats?
Needy
Oh,
cats,
like
needy
the
literal
actual
cat.
cats?
Yeah, the actual cats.
They're so cute.
I know, but it's
I'm okay with
like,
it.
yeah. Oh, it's in mask, invis.
My keyboard stopped working.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, casino, and then what are we also getting rid of? Cats?
Yeah.
Needy cats, okay?
I think we
You
should
wanna
get rid of
the
Push
button?
Company as well. Oh no, I kind of
I'm
like
okay
the
with
button.
getting rid of the button.
Yeah, well, let's get rid of the button.
I mean, we never press it, so...
Well, sometimes we do for funsies.
Alright, no push company. What else?
Push
Oh, it's
Company,
push?
Lethal Casino, Needy Cats. We're gonna have to restart the game, obviously.
Yeah.
I think we're fine because we're in space, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna.
What is
Okay,
Odin's
you know what, I'll wait.
serializer?
Some of them need like random other mods to work.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of the stalker mod?
Is
that the
funny,
Slender Man?
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny.
It is kind of.
We can keep it.
Yeah, let's keep it.
If it's still laggy, let's get rid of it. 'Cause
I don't think that. I
care
think
that
this
much.
predated the lag. Like rather the lag predated that. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, what is depreciated?
I mean,
This mod is depreciated and could be broken.
It's seldom actually.
like yeah.
broken.
Should
We can just try it with
get
these
rid
gone.
of-
Hold on. So just to
Let
confirm.
me just see if there's anything else.
Colorful jar of pickles stays.
What's Vine Boom Lightning?
That's makes
Whenever
the
there's lightning
go
outside.
like a.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like a vine boom.
Reserved walkie slot mimics. Late company.
Late company is good.
What is that?
Landmine fart reverb. Late
So
company
people can
means
join
that-
late.
Yeah, you don't
Join
have to.
after
Yeah.
the game. Oh, cool. Bonk
Button.
hits.
Cozy improvement obviously
rid of the
stays.
bonk?
No, the bonk is good.
Hook gen Thatcher. Lethal lid. Landmine fart reverb. I'm okay with
Important.
getting rid of that.
We're never getting rid of it.
I don't care that much.
Never getting rid of that.
Don't touch me. Okay, that's the button.
Yeah. Don't touch me is the button.
Okay, I'll get rid of that.
Oh, are we getting rid of the button?
Yes, we're getting rid of the button, we're getting rid of the casino, we're getting rid of the cats, and we're getting rid of the push.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't.
Lethal clunk. Oh, that's the large. I kind of like that large axle sound.
Me too. I can't think of like.
A lot of the mods are really just noises.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
I'm okay with getting rid of capybara.
For the faceless dogs? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like faceless dogs.
Yeah.
Just look like they're
see if-
unrendered.
Yeah.
like they look like a cyber truck. like they're trying to
Oh, now that you've
to
said
load
that,
onto the screen.
now that you've said that, I am never going to take it seriously. Holy shit. Oh, that's perfect.
Doesn't it?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I think those are the 5. I think why don't we do that? The only other thing I could like maybe think of would be the lethal level loader because we don't have any custom levels in there. But at the same time, like
we should get some custom levels eventually.
the problem is like if we're gonna get custom levels, we got to make sure that the lag is no longer happening. You know?
Okay, wait. I'm okay with also getting rid of Thumper the tank engine.
No.
Damn.
Fine.
Damn.
We can get rid of it. I just think it was really funny when that one time it was chasing me and we heard da 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 da. But we can't.
It's just like sometimes it's like British, and I'm like, why is this British person chasing me?
Fine. We'll disable that one too. Okay, let's do that.
All right. I'm gonna leave and then.
Okay.
Yeah. Boop. Okay, let's reload this. Why is this British person chasing me? Yeah, I don't think I can ever play Vanilla Lethal anymore. Honestly, I don't think it could be me. So say hi, babe. Yeah, you're a babe.
Why?
Because I miss you and I love you, and you haven't given me a smooch yet today.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I mean, since this morning, and then I guess you give me a little one. But like, what if I got another one? I've forgotten the smooch.
Well, I can certainly afford to give you another smooch.
Like, oh no, I've completely forgotten what my boyfriend giving me a little kiss feels like.
That must be a challenge. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's so hard. You gotta come give me a smooch.
You're still streaming, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're just reloading the game because we were removing some mods. Mwah. Yay. Mwah. Okay, you're in my way. I do love that many smooches, but
Okay. My.
I gotta get this game loaded so I can invite everyone in.
It's true.
Oh shit, my game just straight up crashed. All right. You know what? I think I have to. Hold on. I'll type it game. Oops. Oops. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to delete that. I'm sorry. Okay, let's try again. Oh, Okay, we are good. We are good. And
Report to the
all
company
right.
building immediately to sell your scrap metal and other goods. You have 0 days left to meet the profit quota. You can use the terminal to route the autopilot to the company building.
there we go.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I'm
I'm
glad it was just
here.
temporary. I'm glad it was temporary.
You're glad what was temporary?
The whatever that the crash happening.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We're in the same save file.
Yeah, we are in the same save file.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay.
There we go.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Also,
Hello, Mina.
hi. Apologies, apathetrics. I saw you said something and then I accidentally deleted the message. You did absolutely nothing wrong. I accidentally clicked on the chat and it deleted the message. You are fine.
Oh.
No, she actually hates you.
No. Racing Jordans.
Did we get a Slender Man photo
Hold
in here?
until ship has
Wait,
landed.
what?
There's a Slender Man paper in here.
It might have been if we deactivated something that sometimes moves things around.
Kill them to share them.
Oh, cute.
Did one of you fucking pick up a Slenderman paper?
I would never touch that thing.
I did, but that was on the round where you left me, so that would not be that.
Interesting.
He wants to join us. He wants to be our fourth.
Oh boy, I can't
Okay.
wait to get rid of it.
Yay!
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 Yay! Ooh, what's this?
Hey,
Can we sell them?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we have to. Except for the clown horn. We're keeping the clown horn.
Oh, cute.
And the fish. We have to keep the fish.
Cute.
We have to. That's how we know Molly is here in spirit.
Oh, it looks so empty
Without
the
the
casino.
I know. I know.
Oh my gosh! I know it does.
I forgot what it looked like without it.
It looks wrong.
I think that's everything.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Wait,
Some
no, get rid of the
flashies.
paper. I don't
No,
want
we
it.
mustn't.
No, I hate it. I hate having it.
I love it. I love the paper.
Oh, fucking fine.
It's iconic,
Ugh,
I wish we could like hang things.
right? Let's get our cozy lights if they have them.
Let's
We
see.
get flashlights, pro flashlights.
They do
Oh,
not.
please.
There are no cozy lights. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's get a shit ton of pro flashlights.
Pro 6. Shovel 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then walkie 2.
Here we go. And thank you so much for subscribing.
No, we sadly.
Hit that like.
Oh, it's only the shower, the
everybody.
disco ball, the jack-o'-lantern, and the bee suit.
Are you
So I'm
ready
gonna get the
for another
teleporter. There.
Is that everything?
Cool.
Are there
You think
shovels?
So.
Yeah, I have it.
And the 2 walkie-talkies?
Yep.
Cool.
I didn't see any
Yeah.
walkie-talkies.
Oh,
I
that
haven't
might.
seen any walkie-talkies.
Okay, that might be coming later. I added 2 walkie-talkies. I also got us the teleporter.
might. So sweet.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Na 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 na.
Oh no, I see the walkie on the ground.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, no, there are still fire exit mimics.
Yeah, we saw mimics.
Yeah, we never got rid of the fire exit mimics.
You know what? I'd be okay with that.
No, it's more
No.
fun that way.
I guess, and
little
that's how I
element.
was able to make it out alive.
See, you get the adrenaline run of winning your 50-50.
Yeah.
Right? So fun. Oh my god, speaking of winning
What?
50-50s, guess what, Mina?
What?
Did you win your 50-50?
I randomly was like, you know what? Let me open up Wuthering Wave and see like what's going on. And I saw that Brant started his run, so I was like, let me pull on Brant, and I won. And
bruh,
I know, and I also got his signature weapon.
What?
I know. I used all the currency that I hadn't spent yet. Like I had just been like, it's been collecting there. So I just was like, let me use all of them. And I was like, I got him and his weapon.
Bro, they're trying to
And
get you
I'm
back
like,
to play.
I know, right? I'm like, I kind of want to get Chingling. Is that her
Oh,
name?
Chun-Li. Yeah.
Chun-Li, yeah.
She's great. I heard she works good with him.
Ooh, that would be awesome, dude. I love because we got to like try her out, and her like ultimate move, her.
When her bird goes like the it reminds me of freedom. It's freedom. It does like a little
It's March.
It reminded me.
Hi.
It reminded me. Freedom is nuts.
Yeah, hopefully March doesn't break today.
Hopefully.
I know you're in ice, but come on, Queen.
Right. That's not our fault.
Blame Swan for that one.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my God,
So-
Mina, it's almost March 7th for you.
I know. 8 minutes until March 7th.
Giant screw. Okay, let's test. Fake.
That's not real.
And
Oh, yeah, another one's down here.
real.
That's real.
Let me see where this one goes. This is my favorite one. Okay.
Hi.
That's the one that's to the left of the ship.
Escape.
Oh, boo! Whoa, that was homophobic. Oh my God, no. No, it had better not be oops, it's all big bull. Oh, thank God. Okay. Night Bloom, that's Castorise, isn't it? I was so scared it was gonna be oops, it's all big bolts. Wait, did they go to the fire exit? What the fuck is that? Oh. Well, good to know there's more this way. Hi, guys.
Can we go back?
Cuckoo, guys. Oh, must I? I suppose I must. Oh! Okay, well, they've been this way. there we go. That goes like this, and then this goes around like this. And I am back at the entrance. I'm gonna grab that. I'll drop one of these and pick up the large axle. There we go. The fuck was that? Oh, right. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, Camden died.
Seems organic. Yeah, that seems organic.
Yeah, he got farted on.
That's rough, buddy. Also, I have to pick up my large item anytime I want to use the walkie-talkie.
Oh, yeah, it's annoying. I have a lot of items here. I don't remember where the fire escape is.
Like, where you, like, the fire escape. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, she's okay. Yeah. Aw, rest in peace, Mina. That sucks. Yeah. Aw. Aw, that's a shame. Well, sure. Looks like they had a lot, but truthfully... I don't really know where they were in relation to anything. Wait, why is there a ghost Mina walking around? What the fuck was that? Oh, it's the fucking monkeys. Ugh, you know, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go. I don't... Yeah, no thanks. They're gonna kill me. Alright. Yeah, it's 3 of them? Oh, they're so gonna kill me if I go out. Is that a 4th? Jesus. Okay, Camden walked into a mini Bertha and Molly, Mina got, thumped. Oh, landmine. Oh, damn.
So,
yeah, we found so much stuff.
Yeah. Got on my head, and then a thumper killed me as a centipede was on my head.
I was like, that so seemed like a centipede
to me. I found a key,
to
and I was so excited to grab it, and I stepped on a landmine. It was...
I couldn't tell where you were.
That was so funny.
I couldn't tell where you guys...
Thank you for the gifted sub.
Wait, hold on, sorry. Camden, like, he was saying something. He's like, oh my god, it's a... And then I just hear a fart, and his body goes...
Dang.
We had Robin, though.
Oh,
I had Siren Robin.
She had Mermaid Robin.
Oh, not the Mermaid Robin.
Yes, the mermaid.
Mermaid Robin.
Oh.
All right, pull the lever.
It's March.
Oh, not March.
It's March.
It's March.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Well, actually, let's just go together.
Wait, I got us some more walkie-talkies.
Okay.
So sweet.
Oh, but guys, it's March 7th for me now.
It's March!
It is. It's March somewhere. Thank you for the other gifted sub. Thank you, thank you.
Here, I'll store that one.
March.
It's but March.
It's but March.
It's March! We should be getting nothing
It
but
is
March
March.
7th cakes.
Right.
And the fact that
Oops,
we're
it's
not.
all March.
It should be oops, it's all March. Oh, did you guys grab your flashlights and everything?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, I was gonna say, why don't we go for the emergency exit that's close over here?
We could.
May as
You
well.
guys lead the way. I don't know where it is.
Okay,
It's
let's
this
go.
way.
So this way. Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da. What is the significance of March 7th? Sky High Bye.
Me,
Do you not
my
play
kooky
Honkai Star
love
Rail?
of my life.
Oh,
Oh, it's too dark.
it's so dark.
Oh.
Okay.
Hi.
Real one upstairs.
Real?
Yeah, it's real.
Where does that one go?
Let's find out. Actually,
We're
Camden,
already
you...
at this door. Where is he? Camden?
What?
Okay.
Whatever, we're fine.
Sus.
It's Sunday.
Huh?
What did he say?
The locker room.
Oh.
Cute.
Is there a lot in there?
No,
Aw.
not that much.
Oh, dead end. Vussie's here. Oh, locked. And it's a Bracken room, so that door can fucking stay locked. I ain't using my key on it.
Okay. Oh, not okay. I'd like to go back up.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh.
A lot of little dead ends around here. That's just a Bracken room on the other side.
Wait, is that Robin or is that Sunday?
That's Sunday.
Oh.
This was a dead end, and upstairs just had the Sunday cat cake.
I just heard a vent open.
Yeah, that happens.
Dead end up there. Alright.
Alright, let's go see where. Let's go see where the upstairs one goes.
Cute.
Oh, this is the one above.
Oh, I like this one.
This is not how doors work.
This is the one above the area, right? We just go down like this? Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
All right, so.
Oh, this is the one in front of the ship. Okay, not the one above the door.
Where?
Somewhere.
Oh.
There it is. The rainbow. Way up high.
La la. La la la.
Once in a lullaby.
Bye. Wow, I
Someday
can't charge
just wanna
this.
start.
Well, I'm not gonna use the walkie anymore. I can't charge it.
And wake
Why
up
isn't it letting
with
you charge it?
clouds so far behind me.
I can charge the blast.
Is it because you have two items, so it's like not letting you cycle?
Maybe. I mean.
Yeah.
Where troubles melt like lemon drops and way upon the chimney tops. Oh, careful! That's pointing the wrong way. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly.
Oh, pancake.
Oh, that's fast.
A big bird.
Rappa.
Oh, another fire escape.
Fake!
Oh.
Birds
Fire.
fly.
I love how ominous it
over the
sounds.
rainbow.
Right?
Why, oh, why can't I?
Server room.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
face out.
there's usually
Oh,
never
that
anything.
vent is open.
Cute.
Wait, who is
Oh, shh.
What?
Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like a little growl.
Rar.
Rar XD.
Cute.
What?
Oh,
was
yeah,
that?
it is. It's me. It's my children. Hi,
The Yowie?
babies. Are you guys back there?
Wait, I have an idea. Oh.
Ah!
Touch it.
Okay, go outside. We blow this up and then run outside.
Oh, goodbye,
Okay,
my
do it.
children. Oh, I'm gonna miss them.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you? Wow, you made
Wait.
it.
There it goes.
It gives
Oh
you
my
Big Bertha gives you
God.
time. Big Bertha
That's
gives you a bunch of time.
Crazy. The button does not.
No, the button says screw you.
Oh no, mon baby!
Oh, your baby.
Good job, Mina.
Collateral.
Nothing here. You honestly,
What's this?
we kind of need to. Did you pick up a fucking paper?
Camden.
Camden, I swear
Camden.
to God.
What was that noise, Camden?
Gee, I wonder what that noise could be.
I don't hear anything.
I hear mantis shrimp. Oh, bracken.
Bracken.
Oh. What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Camden,
What?
what was that?
What? It was the bracken.
Camden,
That was the bracken.
I feel like that was something.
What?
what?
What was that?
What was what?
Oh, geez, Camden,
Do
I
you
wonder.
see what-
I see. What are you talking about? Mina.
Is it dead? Holy shit. You killed me, you fucker. And that's where you put my corpse? Because your door was closed? I hate you.
Oh, teleport her. Teleport her.
Nice. Okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
Holy.
Look at us. We can
Yeah.
make a scrapbook.
Camden. So what happened?
Here.
So who kept looking at the bracken when I turned
I
around?
looked away immediately.
I saw it out of the corner screen.
I know. I saw Brock and I ran away.
I saw,
said,
I
nope.
saw Brian.
I ran
saw
and
Brian in
turned, and
darkness.
yet it was too late.
Sometimes he just goes
No.
aggro, though. You know.
Yes, dude, sometimes the bracken just goes off.
Sometimes
Sometimes-
he does like a triple.
Oh, Foggy? No, let's go
Literally.
somewhere else.
Oh my god! Remember
Oh,
when he
thank
copied on me?
goodness.
I don't fuck with fog. Let's go with
Aw.
experimentation.
Is this caster?
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
Which one is it? This the something. What's it called
Night
again?
Bloom.
Yeah.
Blossom.
Oh, fun.
And we have Daniel.
Wait. Is that,
Daniel.
ugh.
Not Danny boy,
Look where we
Oh
are.
wow! Oh my god! I haven't been on experimentation in forever.
right?
It's March.
It's March.
It's March.
But not really.
Oh, it's March. I feel
love
like
how
I need
close
to.
it is.
I feel like I need to take that clip from Molly's game and post it tomorrow.
That is a great clip.
Every map is
Alright,
March today.
what do we got? Oh, is that Smart?
I want to check what's over here really quickly.
Okay.
Shit's on, guys. Let's fucking go. Dead end here. Oops, it's March. What if we had Oops, it's all March? I think that would be so perfect and so lovely. Oh, we got the apparatus. Damn, okay. No, that Oops All Yippies map was really funny. So the other side is the apparatus room, and then a dead end in the at the front left. So it's just the. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, that's kind
Hi.
of just a dead end over here.
The middle one?
The middle is a dead end, and that's just the apparatus. So was the right a dead end?
Fire exit.
Or left?
Yeah, let's go fire.
Wait, there was nothing here.
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
One is the strongest. I set fire.
To the rain
Watch it burn.
as I touch your face.
Lulu.
Lulu. Lemon.
Lulu.
Lululemon?
No, as in Locha.
No, Locha's getting back into the meta, our king.
Is he?
We love Lulu.
Oh, wait. Did we already use the key? Because here's a train station.
Key.
Yay!
Train station. Train station. Wee.
Choo.
Train station. Wee! Man, I ain't seen What? What was that? Guys? Did you fucking hear that?
Hear what?
I heard like a click or something.
Not the click? Oh, I heard like a pop noise.
Oh. Oh!
Is that
The room with the giant hole in the middle?
Yes, it is.
Cute.
Gamer snack. There's something in here for sure.
Is it
Pickles and a
because-
wheel.
Hey, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, you guys.
Oh, raid!
Raid.
Who is this? Crystallized ice mochi.
Ooh.
Is that Japard? Sweet
I
fire
got
bear.
Fugue.
Fugue.
Okay, I'm
Fugue.
full.
I have one spot open.
I have 2 spots open.
Okay, I'm gonna start making my way downtown.
Walking
Walking
fast.
fast.
Faces passing. I'm homebound.
I'm gonna walk my way downtown the other side.
Yeah.
Da 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 da
Da,
da.
da, 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 dum.
Staring
I just want to check what's this way. Oh, Bracken room. Great. Because I haven't been fucking tormented enough by the Bracken this run.
La 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 la.
Making my way through the clouds. Da na 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 na, and I need you. Da na 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 na.
Yellow. Oh.
Why does Camden sound so glitchy?
I don't know why he sounds a little glitchy. No, that's not the fire exit we came from.
And I need you.
Want me to check things?
Yeah, can you check,
Check
it?
it.
Which one?
Oh, it was back here.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
That's the one?
It was.
Oh!
Wow, we can keep exploring. Oh, that's a dead end, so we can't explore that way.
Nor.
I hear steam. But it sounds like it's on the other side of
dead
the
end.
door.
I just need to go back to train station, maybe?
No, I didn't really see anything else that way.
Maybe this way? Right?
I'm right here.
Starting to notice some lag though. I feel like we should head back.
Yeah, let's head back. Where is it? Fuck. This way.
Let's... Where?
Right here. Literally just jumping for it. Why do we keep getting lag? Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck.
Oh wow, there's usually never anything in
Uh-oh.
The mimic him.
Yep. That's so menacing.
Oh boy. And I
Pull it.
need you.
Pull it.
And I miss you.
Jesus. Okay.
Into the sky.
Hold on.
Time pass me by.
Lag.
Did you
my
guys
God.
see? There was a mimic of me chasing you, singing
Yes.
I heard
1,000
you.
miles.
Oh.
I was
Yeah,
doing a
I
little
see
too.
I was like, that's not Camden.
But he was gonna lie. I have to be
Dude,
honest.
it's like, it was so laggy, and I just hear, wow, there's actually stuff here.
So.
All right, Allegra. Whenever you're ready, pull the lever.
So.
So this is what it feels like to
No,
match with
no,
someone that you
no,
love. The
Camden, Camden.
Yeah.
It looks like the mod that causes the lagging is actually the Skinwalker mod recording voice lines.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how do you know?
Yeah, I'm
Not the wait, is it Skinwalker or is it
the
Mirage?
voice lines ones. Yeah. Yeah, we're noticing basically the Skinwalker mod produces lots of errors in the command prompt.
Women.
So
Hold up. Let me see.
But our mimics.
I know.
We
No, it's
cannot get rid of the mimics.
No, absolutely not.
But you can see the error logs.
No, I'm looking at other people's Reddit posts.
Well, let me look at it
Hold
because
on.
we have that.
Hold on a
What?
second. Wait.
We have
What?
Mirage.
It's not that.
We do have
I'm
Mirage.
seeing something.
Do we have Mirage and Skinwalker? Because that would be a problem.
It's not. Well, we already fixed that. Hold on. Lethal config? No, it's not this. What is it? It's something I'm seeing. Someone on Reddit said, turn off Razer synapse. Is that in?
Huh?
What?
Razer Synapse is like on individual computers, though.
I don't even know what
Like,
that
if you have a
means.
Razer Synapse is like the control program if you have a Razer, like the brand product. But like none of us should be having one.
Yeah, that's one person said. Yeah, I don't know.
I do see an error log. It says trying to add caret for graphic rebuild while we are already inside a graphic rebuild loop. This is not supported.
Yeah, hold on. Look what I'm seeing. Unity log. Play one shot was called with a null audio clip. Play one shot was called with a null audio clip. Play one shot was called with a null audio clip. So that it could genuinely be that.
I saw that happening like now as someone was like picking up and putting down items.
I dropped my my shovel and then picked it back up, but
Because I saw that happen
hold on.
with that.
Error. Controlled mask, enemy. Something about too many emotes. Ending Overwolf from my task manager. Could be Overwolf.
Well, the error one is a little bit. What is carrots? Trying to add carrot for graphic rebuild while we are already inside graphic loop. This is not supported. Oh.
Oh, Thunderstorm Mod Manager is part of it. I'm seeing a bunch of like Overwolf browser things in here too.
Okay.
Gonna end some of these and see what happens. Oop. Uh-oh, Thunderstore has crashed. Well, my game's already loaded, so it should be fine. I'm
hell yeah.
turning it back on.
And now I wonder.
Dissonance lag fix. It can partner with Mirage and helps fix some lags. Let's check it out. Okay, this plugin significantly reduces the duration of lag spikes simply by changing the log level of dissonance VOIP.
Women.
That could help. I'm gonna send a link to this one to you guys so you can add it and then we can reload the game. Oh. Hold on. There we go. All right. Hopefully this does it. The only other thing I could think of that feels... I really just want, like, some of the... stuff. Yeah, if the lagging is, in fact, coming from Mirage, then that should fix it, hopefully. Oh, hold on a second. Let me see. I think we can live without it. Hold on. We're saying... Here, I'm gonna... hop out. Gonna add this one. And Okay. Yes, I think this is gonna be good. Vanilla ice cream and Szechuan mala chili crisp? Ugh. Excuse me. I'm gonna pull this to the side right now. Oops. Online. Oh my god. Oh dear. Ugh, fingers crossed. I think it works this time. It stalled for me on load. But I think I was also fucking with the lethal log thing. So. I'm hoping this worked. This time. Online. There we go. Okay. Potato chips in a sandwich sounds pretty, like, standard to me. Okay. Let's be pretty. And now let's invite Camden and invite Mina. Hey!
Hi.
Hey!
Yellow.
I love how Mina
We're
automatically
live.
loads in looking like Mina.
Yeah, that's my mod.
Hell yeah, brother.
Ooh, experimentation is
All right.
foggy. Oh, wait, we gotta
Well,
go
we need
back.
to go
We
to the
gotta
company.
sell.
Company. Company.
Company. I think I'll do probably like another 3-day cycle, then head to bed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds good.
I like how the papers are ominously right here between the
They're
covers.
so cute.
Oh.
I imagine I'm headcanoning right now, Camden. You tuck them in like you read them before you go to bed at night.
What if we sold them?
That's. What if we didn't?
What if I sold them right now because I hate them and they only
What
cause
if-
us problems?
What if
No,
we
I'm doing it.
Kept them to summon or to show Slenderman that we come in peace.
Of all three of us hold it at once, like we're gonna get the ultimate Slenderman to come.
No, I'm not letting him scrapbook. Those things are cursed, and Camden keeps taking them anyway.
I wanna scrapbook with them.
I'm the one who died last time you picked up one of those damn papers. Oop, there we go.
Oh.
You are true professionals.
Oh damn, we are true professionals.
We sure are. Do I see a Titan run in our future?
I mean,
Also, everyone be sure to
mayhaps.
pick up your items that dropped.
I'm
we d-
ordering more
Flashlights,
flashlights.
yes. I think we're good on walkies. Maybe just get one more shovel.
Here.
Excuse me.
All right.
Ooh. Orange or lemon sorbet with some olive oil. That actually sounds phenomenal.
Is it true that the
Alright, I've grabbed all I can.
shower party?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get in.
I
It's over
going
here.
from that
Yeah.
side. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Did you get
shower
everything?
do?
No, there's one more
Does
flashlight.
it switch? It switches who's haunted in Ghost Girl, does it? That's what I thought that I heard. Allegra.
Yes.
Okay. I was just about to ask, can you move the shower?
Yes. I was moving it over. It's
Yeah.
a little too in the middle of the way. Oh,
Right.
My comfort
sure.
shower.
get clean. Clean.
All around me
All right,
are
let's
familiar
go.
faces.
Faces, worn out places,
Cutie,
worn out spaces.
can you get me just a small amount of that ginger rosewater ice cream for me, please? Thank you. Not
Ooh.
much,
That
just a
sounds
little
so
bit.
good.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a Persian ice cream place nearby that has
It was
fucking best
so
ice cream.
good.
Yeah, I took Camden there. And it's fucking amazing. When you're in town, Mina, we have to go.
Have
Yeah.
to.
Oh, wait, shit! Fuck, I'm landing on the company
What?
again. Fuck, I pressed the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay.
It doesn't.
I don't think
it
it counts if it goes to the company.
Okay, good.
Love that.
Oh, the shower doesn't do anything. You know what?
Oh, it doesn't?
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's our comfort shower.
That's.
There we go. Oh, wait, did you just order something at the store?
I ordered
No.
something in the ship.
Okay. Oh, hell yeah.
Wait,
What is
that
this?
copyright?
I love that.
Hold
I
on.
doubt it.
Yeah.
DMCA free mode. Okay, it shouldn't be. So triggered.
Ah.
Oh my god, I love this.
Right?
God, wait. He might.
With the shower? Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I love this.
It's a party.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
It's because we're landing.
where'd the party go?
Sounds good. We gotta work.
It's
Gotta work,
March!
bitch. It's March.
For real, I would have picked Titan, but Titan had fog, and I didn't feel like it.
Titan. Fog is irrelevant with Titan.
No, but
That is
like
fair.
when it has extra fog, I'm like, no, we're not gonna see the dogs.
No, it's like the entrance is right next to it.
Yeah, but like if you have to run because there are dogs, you can't fucking find your way back.
Well,
I
you
would like
wouldn't
to
be able
point
to find
out
your way back.
that has never
What?
stopped me from jumping into a dog's mouth.
Real.
Key.
Oh, mine right there.
Oh, a jump. There's something over there though. Oh,
What is-
I don't need to jump to get there though. The door is right here. Lilac rock candy. Who is this? Who is this?
Lilac rock candy. Oh,
are you?
I think it's Sujilite.
Why'd you drop your shovel?
Accident. I think it's Sujilite.
Oh. You have to jump. There's the door's right there.
Yeah, I figured. Thank you. Mmm. I'm in your walls. Dead end. And okay. Let's test. Fake. All right. And a dead end. Oh. Where was it? I heard like a trap noise.
Big Bertha. There is a door on that side.
Huh. Oh, train station.
Hi.
Hi.
There's not a whole lot going on. That's a dead end upstairs. It's a dead end on the right side. I'm gonna try this side.
Homophobic.
All right, so there. Oh, I heard a mine.
Whoa.
Careful, careful, careful. We.
Real.
Oh, that's.
This
there.
one's real. Bonjour,
A room
friend.
with a giant hole in the middle.
Where are you?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Okay, I'm full now.
Is there more stuff in there?
I don't know. That can kill a giant.
Wait. Yeah, I killed a giant with it.
But was not able to replicate. But he was not able to replicate his findings with me. So.
Careful, there is a mine here, but this is a real fire exit.
Yeah, that is the real one. Oh. Oh, Serval. It's locked. Nah, it's just this anyway. Whoa. God damn it. Ah! Not you. God damn it. I'm gonna go boing. Oh, what is it? This way, I think? Oh, dear. Eh. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, well, at least I know how to orient myself from here. May as well look inside. Tasha cake. And it's got, oh my God.
Hello, are you alive?
I am, and I just found so many cat cakes. Go to the the fire escape that is to the left of the ship.
Camden, how do you get there?
I don't know. Oh, is that the one that we came out of?
Hello?
We passed 2 fire escapes. I don't know which one was left.
You know what? It's the one I always go to, guys.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh. That's the second one that Mina and I found.
Women.
Oh, fuck.
Love that.
Oh. No.
With Titan.
Hi. Real you? Nope! Hi.
Which?
Camden?
Oh, Mina is dead. Yeah.
There are 2 more, but there's also a you mimic. Oops, wrong thing.
Oh,
Fuck.
fun. Okay, I'm down to go and see if we can get them.
They're just right by the door.
I think Mina has passed away. By which one?
It's this way.
Oh, fun. Are we gonna go inside?
No, we just have to go right to the door.
Should one of us stay on the ship?
Maybe, but it's gonna take 2 seconds. As long as he isn't here, we're good. Here they are. Uh-oh.
Anything else inside?
There might be, but that's where your mimic was, so I didn't feel like trying to head further in.
Cool.
All right, I've got the last 2. Ugh. I'm running so slowly. All right, let's fucking go.
I don't know if she exists anymore.
I don't think so. All right, let's be gone.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mina's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be giant food. It could have been a giant, but I didn't hear one.
I didn't either.
She could have lost a 50-50.
She coulda.
Quicksand.
Oh, not the quick. I hate the quicksand.
Nah.
Hey.
Hi.
Gotta go.
I got quicksand, dude.
Here, you should wash
Should we
yourself
try
off
it?
then.
Yeah, I should wash myself off. It's alright.
Should we try what?
Alright. Offense.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
Cool. I also bought a ladder so we can go up the fire exit.
Oh, dope.
Ooh.
Darn it, I can't. Hold on. How? It worked once when I was trying to charge my.
Side-eye. Criminal
Okay, so I can charge
Side
flashlight.
eye.
Okay, you just have to click out of it and then click to it.
Yeah, I should charge.
Oh, I have the hiccups.
Oh no.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no, they hurt.
Not the hicks.
No.
Oh, we
Like
have
comically sounding hiccups.
we have better ship skin.
Oh!
All right,
There she blows.
let's fucking go. Are we going straight to fire exit or are we going main door? Camden?
Yeah, but I don't know where he ran to.
Oh.
He's over here.
I do.
I'm going in.
Okay. Oh, right. It's the fucking ladder. Jesus Christ. Oh, not the puffer.
Lizzie! It's Lizzie.
It's the puffer.
Oh, Lizzie.
Yes, we do know about the new Chimera mod, but by Molly's request, we are not using it. There it is.
Lizzie. Oh, careful, careful. Fine.
Mighty.
Mina.
My
No!
Baby.
I don't. Get your fucking kid away from me.
Hit him.
I hate that we can't roll. The mines.
I have a key.
Is that a thumper?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, open up that. Let me do a trick.
Nope. Thumper's on the other side of that door.
Does it hurt?
It won't let me rock your child.
Yeah, it doesn't let me rock it. Is he gonna start
Wait.
Is he crying?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's starting
yeah,
to.
what
Hold
is-
on. Hold on. Where's that fucking door?
I haven't heard it. What?
Fuck.
What is it doing?
Crying.
Hi.
What?
Oh my
No! No!
Hey.
Nutcracker.
Oh. Oh no.
Near activity detected. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna take this up.
How you doing?
Good. It just stopped twitching.
Baby's crying though.
I know.
Kill the baby.
How?
Fuck! Ah!
Oh my god!
There was no winning. Rock in a hard place.
Well-
Boy. All right.
At the very least, you know, the items were put outside, so hopefully Mina.
Hopefully she
Takes
grabbed
them
them all.
off.
Fucking baby. Don't cry!
So good.
You
I
menace.
I hate that we can't rock the baby.
Yeah,
I
what
feel like
happened?
there's no way to like to go around it now. Like
Yeah.
the baby just throws and you die. There's so much stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh my god, there are two puffers.
my god. There's so much stuff. That was messy.
She's grabbing our corpses.
It is. Did you get like the extension ladder back?
No. Oh, he go. Oh no, the triple tribby! Oh no, the triple tribbies in the mines. Aww. You know, the thumper being in the mines is just vile. Like, what are we supposed to do with
Yeah.
that?
They were in
The
the
mines are
Nihility.
messy.
The children did learn yearn for the mines.
Yeah.
Aw, Camden, look, our corpses are cuddling.
That's so cute. Was a bad parent.
Okay, I was a bad parent. You got your nuts cracked. Damn.
Yeah.
That baby was
Dude,
homophobic.
there was so many items in the mines.
Yeah.
But the baby turned and the nutcracker was popping off.
Yeah, we were stuck between the baby and the
my God.
nutcracker.
Did you
There
grab
was-
the
oh,
extension
Careful where you
ladder?
nut.
Fuck. No. 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 No.
Mina.
No.
In my humble defense, you guys died.
And you didn't go get the extension.
I forgot that.
Oh, we're out of walkies. Okay.
I had the
Cute.
hiccups, okay?
Are we doing offense again?
No.
Yay!
No, we're on assurance. Offense was eclipsed. So I said no.
Oh, I love the eclipse.
I don't!
It's cute.
Bro, can these hiccups go away?
Interesting. The baby doesn't like the light, so it might not let you rock it while you have your flashlight on.
What?
No, the baby is bugged.
It just doesn't let you rock it at all, right?
Yeah.
Oh. So.
Oh.
That's.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Oh.
Oh my God. Big room. Ah, it's Boot Hill. Because. Well, that's really all there is here. But what a good room it is.
Bro, this is like oops all turrets.
Is it?
Feels like it.
Ah, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Don't worry, don't worry. If we have oops all turrets, do you want me to run the room?
Don't date robots.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
If
I'm
we've
gonna
got
do a trip back to the ship.
Wait, why don't I do it and Camden, do you want me to do it and then run turret removing?
Sure.
Well,
either way, we still have to take those two back too.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do trip back. I'll do fire exit, and then
Is Mina alive?
She has to be, right?
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, wait. So Allegra, the baby isn't responding because of the better emotes, similar to the other time y'all were having the issue because of the emotes mod as well.
Oh, interesting. So do we,
So
as
if
much
that's the case,
I
as
mean,
much as it's fun to twerk, it might be more fun to live.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, Mina's still alive. I heard a hiccup.
Oh, yeah, there must be a walkie in here somewhere then. All right.
Here, little stuff.
I'll do my job.
Okay.
Have fun.
Cool. Sounds good.
Oh, she's coming back. Okay, here comes Camden. Unless mimics have heard the hiccup. I mean, they could have learned her hiccups. I didn't see, whatever it was, I didn't see it. I genuinely didn't see you. Hi. Oh, okay, what is
I
that?
found
J6?
Zila.
Oh, that's on the other side of a jump anyway.
I'll put it with the fish. I also found Pingyun, and look at the sandpot I found. He looks like a clown.
I would look, but I can't because I'm monitoring. I mean, I'll open it for you. There's just nothing back there, Camden. Thank you.
How do you open doors?
And M6. Boy, there are two over there. Jesus. Camden, it's not worth it. Basically, there are letters associated with them. And you just type them in. It turns them off for a limited period of time.
Oh, so you just had the letter and number?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was more complicated than that.
No, you just have to be kind of on monkeys. Ugh. Yeah, that's the main door there. Oh, shit. There's something by C7 over there. There's stuff. No, I already went there. There's nothing there, Camden. I already did that. Does he have his walkie-talkie or no?
I can't hear him.
Thank you. It's the apparatus room. He may go for it. There's stuff in there!
Maybe bugged.
No, he's not.
No, I mean like bugged as in I can't hear him.
Oh. I don't know if he has one that. Why did he leave 2 items in there?
He might not have seen it. Because it's kind of deep. Oh, it's probably the apparatus itself.
No,
you don't want to take it.
There are 2 items though.
Is one not the apparatus?
One is the apparatus, but then there's another that isn't.
But if it's like a big item, he didn't want to take.
Possibly. Hold on. Oh! He did? Okay, cool. Six objects left. I think he should just leave and come back. There we go. Oh no. Is it getting laggy? Oh shit, there's a mimic in there. Mina, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Laggy? I'm not laggy at all.
Oh, it looks like it's getting maybe a little lag. And yeah, there was definitely a mimic. We'll give him a little more time. He's coming back pretty well. Yep, he's almost here. Hi, Camden. Whoa.
Made it.
Back. I'm gonna
do the thing. 3 objects. That was a glitch.
Big. Wow, that was crazy.
Well, I will say I
didn't
see
get any lag.
I did see a mimic.
You didn't get any lag?
I was getting
Oh,
a little bit of it. I did.
I got a lot of it.
I did see a mimic near you, so that could be why.
Oh, cool. Got a Mina cat cake.
Oh my god, I found a Zila cat cake.
Oh my god!
So cute.
Oh my gosh.
Where's Zila? Oh, there she
I
is.
put her next
with
to
the
the
fish. Yay!
With the fish. Oh, is it company
Is that
time?
the triple trib? Oh, we do have a
Yeah.
triple trib. Good. I saw one in the mines.
Aww.
It's March!
It's March. In honor for March 7th.
She can be near you.
Yeah.
Pookie. Oh. There we go. It's March!
I would like to believe I single-handedly added the word Pookie to your guys' word
did.
definitions.
You did.
I do love that word. Wow, we actually have quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Eden. Oh yeah, that's spicy pomegranate. Do we want to save Mighty right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it for Gamba reasons?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Bigger one like that.
I think that's gonna be enough. I don't
Yeah.
think you'll. Yeah.
Are we selling 3?
I can't. Yeah. Sell the children.
The children.
The triplets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very cute though. I like that I like that this is one.
Yeah, it's cute.
We can close this. There we go.
That
You are true professionals.
Easter egg will put there.
Oh,
I think that's it.
Wait, I have something.
Oh, you can do it. Cool.
There we go. So,
More flashies, right?
Camden, did you install that mod that I said to
Which one?
install? Both of them?
Yes.
Maxed and Viz fixed as well?
I unselected masked and then I downloaded the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the same. I had no lag.
Damn. Was it just me?
I was.
I heard both of you guys as laggy, but like I
seeing
can
it,
move.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's gonna be my last one. I need to go to bed.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us and happy 4-year anniversary.
Wait. Happy 4-year anniversary.
Wee.
Oh my god. With like the jingle playing right after it.
Right.
Iconicest. Bye.
Bye, Mina.
Okay, cool.
Should be. There we go.
I got 2 flashlights.
Got 2 flashlights, 2 walkies. Let's fucking go.
There we are. And let's go.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
And then should we do a hard planet?
Yeah, let's do a hard planet.
Hard planet. Hard planet.
Hard planet. And then there were twins.
And then there were the Chaos Twins.
I think as
All
sad
right.
as it makes me, we may need to get rid of more emotes, and that makes me very sad.
I know. Okay, Titan's stormy, but as long as we don't hold electric, we should be fine.
Yeah, but that means I can't bring the shovel in with me. I mean, we can live without it. Does the walkie-talkie count as electric? I think it does, doesn't it?
Probably. So let's leave that.
Yeah.
There is also Rend that we could do. Rend is eclipsed.
Hold on. Wait, no, that, and then put that away. Let's not do Rend. Let's do Titan.
Okay. Let's go. Pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong lever.
Wrong lever.
The walkies aren't conductive, apparently. Oh, good to know.
Oh, fun. All right, I'll try taking a walkie. If I die, you know it's your fault.
Damn. It's not my fault. Someone told me in the chat.
No, not your fault. I was telling them.
Damn. Well, I'll go with you. We'll die together.
That's cute. Yeah, no, we're fine. We
Yeah.
would have been like.
Yeah, we would be dead
electrostatic-y.
by now. Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Standard.
Oh, normal.
Okay. Dead end. Okay.
Oh, fun. Room.
like this. Oh,
Ooh.
we got triple. Oh!
Yeah.
You also took
Okay,
both.
love that.
You took both cakes from me before I could pick them up.
Oh, so nice of me.
Wow.
I know, right?
I hope you get hit by lightning.
Hello, thank you so much for resubscribing. Let's go this way. This way, we.
Whoa, that was close. All right.
What, Bertha?
Yeah, I almost hit a mini.
No.
It's okay, I survived.
Not the min, mate.
Oh, there's
Oh, we
already
got the
there's already a
robot.
thumper out.
Oh, fun. Could be fun.
Until it stops being
He's
fun.
down here.
Umpy?
Yeah. So I think we should go literally anywhere else.
That way, I think.
Yeah.
Of it.
I think up might have.
There is a robot and a key that I found.
Oh, but
which
those.
might make it a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
But, you know, we love a challenge.
No, I don't think that's worth it.
Should we try fire exit?
Let me explore just a little bit more.
Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can put the robot aside.
Have fun. I'll laugh if I see you're dead.
Okay. There's a key by the front entrance.
I will not be taking it. I'll go fire exit.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Yeah. Wow, why was it shaky?
Near activity detected here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Thumpy's nearby. Train station! Filmmaker. Financial. And scammer. Illusionist scammer specifically. More bottles over there. You know what, let's close that behind. Fuck my life, fuck my life, fuck my life, fuck my life. Where is it in relation to here? What the fuck? Oh.
Actually, let me just check on them. Not it doing that. Oh, Allegra. She had something though, so that's good.
I mean, you're welcome to try. Oh, fuck! No, no, I'm telling him to leave.
Please return by 4:17. Darn.
Oh. Yeah,
There
too much.
we go. There we go again. Ooh, that's fully charged. That is not fully charged.
Yeah, damn, I had 3 cat cakes with me. But there,
No.
I got thumped by a thumper because I got turned around trying to find the exit. And then, yeah. Thumpy was an issue, but then I looked inside, and there was a coil head and a mimic.
I love those.
Yeah, well, I don't, so get fucked. Woohoo!
Woo!
In fairness,
At least.
In fairness, I called because I was making
Yeah.
sure they picked up all the items they needed to pick up.
There you go.
Yeah, let's manifest macaroni.
Hell yeah.
Either nihility or nihility.
Yes. All right, shall we start with fire?
I mean, we can.
Let's try. There it is. Oh.
Oh.
Cute.
Oh, Sam. Okay, we're safe.
Oh.
We're safe. We're safe.
There
It's
is a turret over here.
Oh, fun. Let's
Fun, right?
not go that way then. Bolt.
It's 15 in a way that we can get around.
Woo! Found another one.
Yeah. Not the brass bell. Do you think it's too early for the brass bell, or?
Is there an open thing next to it?
Not that I'm seeing.
It might be legit then.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It wasn't. It wasn't. It took my flashlight. Oh gosh.
No, you just drop it. You just drop it.
Why do I have two walkie-talkies?
Oh, give me one.
Here.
Thank you.
Oh,
And
there's
there
the-
was the open
gosh.
thing. Yeah.
So uncalled for. Oh. Shit!
Oh! All of that for a dead end. And
For
for
sure.
what? And for what?
Right?
Oop, server room over here.
Shit. Okay, I'm good.
Oh, another bolt. Alright, I am full. Room with the hole in the middle!
I love the room with the hole in the middle.
Alright, I dropped one of my bolts over there.
Is it what? What? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. I'm dropping these bolts. Fuck these bolts!
Dude, so much stuff in the lockers.
Hi, cutie.
You okay?
Yeah, we found the doctor your huge cat cake.
Yeah, we did.
It's positive.
I'm happy you're happy.
It's positive. Alright, now we just need to find the door.
Okay, I think it's this way. Oh, here it is.
Oh, perfect. Alright. Do cheeky little drop off over
Okay,
here.
let's just drop it off.
Well, I'm gonna check the door.
Yeah.
Dude. Who is Scarlet Cake? Nice. Oh, fuck that. Scholarly. Who's Scholarly Snack again? Careful.
Oh,
It walked right into me.
that was last of Allegra. What happened?
No, he's going the... Oh, no, that looks like the
What?
right way.
The hell
Take the shit. Take my shit and go.
was...
Take my shit and go.
What was that?
Take my shit and go.
Was that Bracken?
Yup.
It has to have been Bracken.
Shit. Oh, I see those bracken eyes.
Hey! page.
Camden! What? Don't put
I
down
know
my
what I
shovel!
saw. Okay. Well, we know what the page says.
Go back. No, Camden, go back, go back, go back. You're full. Camden, go back.
Okay. Now,
Okay,
let's
good. He's going back. Good.
Oh, doctor.
start.
Okay. You know, Bracken, you're not even taking my body to your room. You're just like hovering in a corner near a turret. And I find that disrespectful. And bell crab. Oh, Camden mimic. Fun. Thumpy. Another. Oh, that's the... Okay, fun. Oh, come on, girly pop, speak. Girly pop, speak. That would spark so much joy for me. If Yippee Bug finds the paper, does that mean the paper gets activated? And by Yippee Bug, I mean Yowie Bug, and we all know it. You're just hovering there!
What is that? Okay, cool. We got her. Let's do that real quick. It was a Bracken. Okay, cool.
I literally turned around, and the Bracken was there.
Oh no.
It was so rude. It was homophobic, but I'm glad you got my stuff, even though, Camden.
Yeah? What?
You literally, okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
What?
I can't believe you put down my shovel to pick up that paper. Wait, you're Russian dancing.
What?
You were Russian dancing for a second.
Well, that is an emote. It's on the second page.
Oh, it is?
This is not whatever the hell Molly was doing. She just jumped in a full split.
On the second page? I don't have it.
When you go to your emote wheel, you're on page 1 out of 2. Click right.
What do you mean 1 out of 2? I have 3 pages.
You have 3 pages? How do you have 3 pages?
I've had 3 pages this whole last time.
I've only had 1 page and then 2 more on the second page.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I don't have the Russian dance one. Here,
Okay, here's your shovel.
you do
Or
Russian
flashlight.
dancing. You do Russian dancing.
Is that Przyaka?
Probably. Wait, it's not letting me join you at all.
That's so sad.
I know.
Oh, no, I can be Russian.
Damn, okay. What if Italian girls want to be Russian? I just think that's homophobic.
All right. Oh, it's normal.
Yes, it is. Let's go back.
Let's go back.
The mod versions could be out of sync, but I just updated all my mods. I've always had 3 pages as well. I've had 3 pages of mods for a very long time. So I have no idea.
Oh, that's nice.
What? What's nice?
3 pages of mods.
Not of mods, sorry. Of,
Oh my god.
Aww.
It's beginning
Oh,
to
fuck.
look a lot
I'm leaving.
like
I'm leaving.
Christmas.
Whatever happens to you, I don't care.
You go. Allegra, can we sing a Christmas album together?
No.
Can we please? We should do that. Baby, it's cold outside.
Camden, absolutely no one would believe you're trying to seduce me.
Baby, it's I love the mansion so much.
This evening.
Damn. What'd you find?
I found Dr. Ratio in his baseball outfit.
You know, I am really sick of the pro Camden bias happening with these cat cake spawns. Fake. I would really like for cat cakes for Allegra to spawn. I think that the cat cake choices have been not nearly sapphic enough. These choices are not nearly sapphic enough. As a sapphic, I am offended. I think that there should be more. Okay.
Move, I'm gay.
Hi.
I just think that it's kind of homophobic to me that, like, I never get my cat cakes.
I feel like it's pretty inclusive.
I said homophobic to me.
Is that a way to go?
Lucha, of course.
Cute. V-type entry?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah?
Camden, there's a
Yeah.
nutcracker.
I hear. Oh! Allegra?
I'm fine.
Was...
Careful, it's
What
near
hit
here,
that?
though. I don't know, maybe...
Was that? Was that the nutcracker?
It's here. It's still here.
Also, okay, so mansion doors open toward the entrance.
Another
So
Sam.
it's this way.
Camden, I'm telling you, it's this way. The
What way?
Where
did you go?
nutcracker. Hold on. I was just
I'm
looking up
trying to
here really
find
quickly. Shh, shh,
the way
shh.
out.
Shh. You hear it?
Yeah, no, I hear the nutcracker, but how do we get out? Oh, don't touch that.
It's right here.
The entrance?
No, no, no. The nutcracker.
Okay.
It's coming towards you.
Oh, fuck.
This way?
Ew, 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 don't let him touch me.
I think it's this way.
Oh, I think you're right.
Oh, Queen of Navigation.
Oh, you're so good at directions.
All right, let's drop stuff off downstairs. Oh, my inventory's full. Okay.
Right?
Oops, dropped the shovel as
Definitely.
well. But it's
Just
okay.
be careful you don't go too close, because then I have fallen off the edge. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try fire escape.
Okay, I'm gonna go, uh-oh. Oh, no! Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine! Don't worry about me. Oh, fuck. Wait, is that you?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a bracken in the fire.
Oh, I love this
I
for
dropped
us.
another jade if you want to grab her. I'll go in main.
Oh my god, we've got so much. Problem is I can't see it. Shh.
What?
Giant.
What can't you see?
I can't see the giant.
Oh, we can just make a run for it.
Oop! There's stuff on the ground though. Oh wait,
Where?
don't we have? Oh, we
What stuff on the
do have
ground?
an egg.
Oh, you put. Okay, cool. Oh my God! Do it! Do it! Just swish and flick. And go. Oh.
Fuck. Where'd it go?
Wingardium Leviosa. Over there. Over the railing.
Wait, where'd all the stuff drop? Here we go.
Here, I'll get the stuff. You focus on killing the giant.
We might not need to if we just manage to get all the stuff back.
No, but it could be fun to try, you know? Kind of want you to murder
I mean, I do love
giant. Right? Oh,
murder. Wait, shh.
earthworm is crazy.
Yeah, I think we just need to remember that there's an earthworm here, and yeah, there's an earthworm. I think.
But you can try to get the giant on the railing. Where'd he go?
I think he went that way.
We've missed him so. Should I try going back?
Let's do a scan. Oh wow, no, there is a good amount.
Oh gosh.
All right, do you want me on
Wait, what is that?
What's what?
No, go. Here, stay here. I'm gonna go toward the end of the ship and then you'll see a bunch of triangles. You see them?
Oh, I've had that glitch happen before. Hold on.
I definitely hear you.
Oh, like a me mimic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any triangles. I had that happen to me before as a glitch. I mean, if you want to go for it. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I think that's a glitch though.
Dang.
Oh, shh.
It was right there. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah, bye.
The way it was right outside the door is crazy.
Okay, yes. Confirmed. It is a glitch.
Okay, cool.
Hi, cute boyfriend.
Wow.
What you doing over
almost did not make
there?
it out.
Work? So are you doing it really cutely?
Well, I guess that depends.
I think it's rather cute.
That I'm standing here in my underpants with my shirt open.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Well, you're very sweet.
Oh, it's a glitch. Those triangles are the ghosts of loot you sacrificed to Jeb. That makes sense. Oh, yay.
Oh.
I got a kiss from boyfriend.
All right, company time.
Ah! That was me trying to store it.
That was you trying to store it?
Yeah.
I heard someone said that like if you put it in the locker, it's 100% safe.
I did it right?
All right, pull the lever. I don't know. I'm sure you must have.
All right.
So cute.
We got huge doctor. We've got. Wait, is huge doctor covering Mina?
Yeah.
Okay. That hardly seems fair.
And we need.
I'm putting a
dust
spare
things.
Mina over there just to be space.
Doctor,
Oh yeah, there we go.
Fun. Cute.
Well, I'll sell the Mina that's in there too then. Do we want to hold on to some of them in case? Well, no. We may as well sell all of them because if we die, we won't make.
Yeah. And running. And running.
I think this is. Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Come on. I don't see. Jib, you right bastard.
We value your kidney.
819, nice.
Wow.
Okay, look at us go.
Right?
Who are we? Wait, I've got one more thing.
Oh.
Is it already open?
Nope.
There we go. There we go. Alright, he'll figure it out on his own time.
Sweet.
Are we gonna torture Andrew again? No, I don't think it's torture. I think he had a lot of fun with it. He was scared,
I
but
think
he had fun.
He had a lot of fun with it. Had a good time.
I'm gonna get more walkies. We'll get walkie 2.
Cute. Get a couple
shovel
more
2.
flashlights. Actually, we're good with flashlights, I think.
I'll get 2 more flashlights to be safe.
Okay.
Pro 2. And now store. No cozy lights.
Okay.
We have the signal transmitter, and we have the shower, and the teleporter. That's the most important stuff. He did have a good time. He was definitely scared, but he was having fun.
He was having a good time.
We were talking about like what other games we want to play and stuff like that. He definitely had fun playing with me, Molly, and Camden. With the 4 of us definitely had a really good gaming dynamic. You know? Oops.
There we go. Hell yeah. Okay, is that everything?
That's everything. Let's fucking go.
All right. Where to now?
Have we taken a Nutcracker's gun yet? I think you said you have, right, Camden?
I have 4, yes, but it's hard to get it going.
Positioned correctly, yeah. It's really difficult to do. Mina and I almost managed to do it once.
No, I got lucky and the mob of Nutcrackers and they like got each other and one of them went down. So then I took it and then I got like 6 other Nutcrackers with it.
Nice. Oh, Titan's stormy, so let's not. Do we want to do Dine?
Let's do it. Oh, is it normal?
Titan is stormy, Dine is normal.
Yeah, Dying normal is scarier than Titan Stormy.
All right.
Like, I'm down to do Dying, but like, we will die.
It's okay. We'll just do Titan.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I heard about that. The Easter eggs, there's like a grid system, like spatially, so sometimes the Easter eggs explode and sometimes they don't.
Oh, are you bringing your walkie-talkie or no?
Yeah.
Okay, you are.
I don't know if I'll use it, but...
Well, we'll use it if we get separated. So if we get separated,
Okay.
turn it on.
Sounds guten Tag.
You okay?
I'm alive. I'm alive. There's a stingray.
Oh, yes, there is.
Yep.
Yep. I love how it's just like, yep. Okay, now I'm looking out for it. No. Oh, fuck my life. All right, other stairs it is. I'll fucking meet you inside. Oh my god. You know what? We're going here. That horseshoe is like, what if literally anyone but Allegra Clark went inside? Horseshoe literally has me going up the other path. I'm in!
Yay! Okay, the left
left side's a dead end, so the middle is pretty much the only way you can go.
Oh, yeah. I know you can make that jump, but I'm a little anxious to do it. I know. It's just a little too risky. It's an angled jump, and there's a mine there. Oh, fucking... Here's your goddamn room. Fucking flower man, my ass. Flower man, like that makes you a good character. Yeah, I will slander Alma's husband. I will do it. And I will feel zero shame doing so. Because fuck that guy. Well, Bracken can fucking wait in line. Oh! God, 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 God. Oh! Get fucked.
Oh!
Hi. Guess who
So-
dodged Centipede?
There's a mine, but it's like right in the middle of the doorway, so you can't really jump over that.
You can't.
Well, because like when you jump up, you'll get hit by the top of the door.
I'm gonna try anyway.
Oh gosh.
Oh!
You're so good at this game.
Room with a hole in the middle.
Stop.
Oh my god, there's so much here. Camden! Camden? Camden, I'm haunted.
What?
Oh, I'm dead.
I heard it. Are you defeated?
Oh gosh.
You can do this. You can do it, Camden. Unless you don't feel like it. I think you can.
I don't... How the hell?
Wait, what was that? Is it stuck now? Did I at least manage to fling it off?
How the hell?
Oh! Well, I'm glad you're fucking happy! And a spider. Oh, and a coil?
That mine is a little too risky.
Oh, and a mouth dog outside. I'm just gonna tell him to leave.
No! Oof. That's tough. Shower! Shower the ghost off! Wait. There we go. There we go. Okay, I can't be haunted anymore. This is such a vibe,
There
just
is?
having a shower party. What?
Hold on, no.
What? Let me see. Lethal Company shower.
LMFAO. Hold on.
What? You can wash spray paint off players in the shower. Yeah. Misconceptions. It does not reset your sanity, nor does it make the ghost girl re-roll her target. However, you can still see ghost girl through it without consequence, as
check.
it is considered
Camden.
a solid object.
Camden.
Yeah.
Check group chat.
Okay. Gotcha. I don't know how to do that.
Here, you'll just do no space.
Okay. No space.
No space between the slash and the first word.
Gotcha.
When her target leaves the building? I don't know if it does. Did you do the thing?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Not even worth acknowledging beyond that. Cool.
Cool.
Is it stormy again? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but like I could have fought off the what's it called if I'd had my shovel with me. So I got centipeded twice.
No.
Yeah, because I avoided it the
How'd you
first
get
time.
off of it? Oh, okay. I heard it in the walkie. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. So first I got haunted. She was
Yeah.
just staring at me. I was like, ugh. And then I saw her watching me as I got killed by the centipede. It was really rude.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say she's homophobic.
For sure.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
A berry.
Oh, did it not go? Ugh, there we go. Oh, fixed.
Wait.
Huh?
If this is considered a barrier, they said that the shower is considered a barrier.
Is it?
Does that mean like
Line of sight?
if we like rotate the shower?
Yeah, but
I
then
don't
we
know, stuff
can't
to
get
think
into this. Then we can't get into the shower.
No, like kind of. Hold on. Like give yourself a small opening, but like put it on the other side.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
Worth considering.
Worth seeing.
God, I had a really bad run with the mobs.
For sure.
That was, hold on. How you say rough.
Hey, I forgot to charge the walkie.
It's not the end of the world.
Nor. Let's see what we see.
It did all start with a horseshoe crab.
Our favorite.
To work for the
Dun,
Lions.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
dark. Oh.
Oh, we got so much stuff.
Okay, that is.
We got pills. We've got a common
Baby
math.
heard a cake.
We've got a large axle. Wow.
All right, good start.
That's a
Oh, leave the
lot.
large axle though.
What?
Metal.
No, you can do it. I got the robot.
Oh, true.
You just have to put it like it gives you enough time after it starts staticking.
Mmm. Let's check down here. No, okay.
There.
Oh, that's the elevator. Cool. Definitely one in a circle there. Ooh, who'd you monya monya?
Luca, of course.
Luca.
Luca.
Oh, boo. Right. Oh. Already been here. already seen all this shit. Camden, do you want to do the, what's it called, door? Emergency exit?
Allegra.
Oui? Yeah, oui?
Let's do the fork in the garbage disposal. Let's do the fork in the garbage disposal.
I will find you. There you are. Hi.
Should we go up and then put these outside and then do fire?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Oh.
Cool.
Let's go.
Yeah. I really explored every possible path there.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Why are you running?
Let me put this. Okay, so the axle's off to the very far left.
Okay.
Oh, also a fun fact, I do still have a key.
Oh, well, let's go inside then. Oh, homophobique. Okay, that's where we came from. Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. Okay. Locked. Shit, where are Camden and his key when we need him? There's Big B. Is that a cat cake right in front of it? Oh, and she's right in front of the mines? You know what? Mines ain't worth it. We have true nihility. Let's fucking go. Out. Let's leave. Let's fucking leave. Let's fucking leave!
Why?
Look who I have!
Wait, okay, you stay in the
No.
ship.
Wait, Camden, come look at who I have.
Nihilitui? Yeah.
Nihilitui? Wait, no joy.
She's so cute.
No joy and excitement for me. Damn.
I mean, love that you have her. I love that we have.
Wow! I feel so much joy whenever... You know what? No.
Okay, I'm going in the fire.
I went there already. Oh, shit. Fuck. So, there's not too much there. Bertha is covering the mine's entrance.
Oh, crap.
Oh, there is a lot still in there, though.
Oh, crap.
I don't think it
I don't think the actual is metal.
Shh. Dog.
Oh.
Shall we just
I
leave?
closed the door.
You wanna-
Yeah, I don't see a way past it.
Past that Bertha, yeah. She's kind of
Yeah.
she's kind of right in the middle of that
It's kind of
hallway.
very in the door.
Yeah.
There we are. I closed the door. It can't get in.
Actually, that's interesting. If you touched Bertha and then I immediately teleported you in right as you did that. I wonder if that would.
Oh.
Someone brought it up in chat. We should try that next time.
Oh, so smart. Okay, we'll try that next time. That was so smart.
Titan is safe. Let's go. Well, safe. Titan is as safe as Titan ever is.
Hell yeah.
Which is to say no,
Hell yeah,
but
brother.
you know what? It's fine. Yes, let's do this. Where's Fishy? My Fishy! That's what I get Fishy because you didn't show enthusiasm for my baby.
He fears nothing but March. For sure. That's normal.
Normal.
Normal we.
Dead end we.
And it leads to the mine shaft. So many mines.
Interesting. For just a split second, sometimes I'm hearing the, like, there's a trap above you noise.
Oh, fun.
Oh. Bonjour à tous. Oh, is it worth it for Luca? What was that?
Right.
Oof.
Allegra, we?
Oui.
There is a fire exit over on this side. Do you have a shovel?
Yes, but the Luca is stuck in the door. I jumped for that Luca. Oh, a painting.
Oh, well, you can also just walk around.
Oh, well. Thank you. That was a clownish move of me. Why do you feel enthusiasm? And no, I don't have my shovel with me. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So we'll never know.
We'll never fucking
Okay,
know.
Wait.
Yes.
You know where okay, I'll keep eyes on it. You look for where we go.
Hold on. No, and let's not. Whoop. Keep eyes on. Hold on. Camden. Okay, I recognize that. Camden.
Yes.
Okay. I know it's this
Yeah.
way. Because I remember seeing that particular mine. I'm pretty sure. But that's not that door. Uh-oh. Nope. Camden? Oh, for fuck's sake. That motherfucker is stalking me! Camden, are you still alive? Yes? Camden? Oh my god. Okay. Camden, are you alive? Taking that as a no. Great. Camden, I love you. I adore you. You're wonderful. But I gotta go. It's not safe. Okay. Oh, I know there's a coil. I will not be taking it. I'll go fire exit. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. And, biggity boom. Would have appreciated that no fall damage just a couple seconds earlier. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Great. Let's see exactly how much. Oh, that sucks. Great. One day. Do we have enough? Oh, yeah, I know he's dead. Time to go. Suffocated. Aw, was it a centipede?
Yeah.
Damn.
Sure. Is.
Okay, I am a little concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, we might actually be fine. I think we're actually fine. All right. 'Cause
Okay.
let's go.
Let's land.
That Bracken. That Bracken is fucking obsessed with me. Like, it was stalking me again.
Yeah, Bracky had.
Bracky has a little crush. E-I-E-I-O. I do not reciprocate his crush. E-I-E-I-O.
The pickles.
Man, she can have her man. I don't want him. Zero interest. Wait, hold on. I want to inspect the pills.
Yates.
Apparently, I can inspect the pills. I don't know what they do. Weird.
It's full.
Okay, we wait.
Is there anything we need to grab?
Yep. I
Do
don't
we
know.
want some walkies?
I have one.
I do not. There's no extra.
Let's grab one. Because I rejected him that he's stalking me. Seems kind of toxic, IDK. Seems kind of toxic and not like my problem. But we have good number of flashlights, so I think just the walkie is good. And if there are cozy lights.
Okay.
Otherwise.
No cozy lights. Okay. Here we go.
It's just the one, right?
I think I got 2. There it is.
Okay.
Let's go.
I wonder if this would attract dogs.
Probably.
Ha.
Dun, dun, da, da, dun, da, 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 da.
If you put your back to the end of a dead end and look at the other available walkways, the Bracken can't properly pathfind to you? Like, what do you mean?
All right, let's go see what other planets we got. New profit quota is 937. We can do that.
Trees, please try activating the disco before ejection. Oh, hell yes.
Stop. Okay, Rend, Dine, and Titan are all clear.
Your preference then.
I feel like Titan is the easiest to manage because I feel like Rand and Dine they get a little crazy.
Yeah, let's
Just
do
from
that.
like getting.
Oh, interesting.
have
It can
so
only
much
come
credits.
at you from behind. So if it can't get behind you, it can't kill you. So like if I am like
Cute.
literally up against the wall, even if I'm staring right at it, it won't kill me.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Yeah. I figured as much. That doesn't sound like it would work. Yeah, I've also seen it kill from the front. As someone who has walked into it.
For sure. Oh! As I was trying to push it out of the way.
We can maybe go Embryon at the end. I think
That
I've got
could be a vibe.
I think I've got like one more run of 3 in me, you know.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh. Oh. Wow. Should we try fire exit?
No, let's just go.
Okay. Go for it. I'm gonna go on the roof.
I'll hold my shovel.
Oh, the mines. We love the mines.
Oh, that was you. Jesus.
Cute. Magic 7 ball.
Is Magic 8 Ball copywritten or something? Is that why they're doing a Magic 7 Ball?
I don't know.
Whirlwind Cake Wee and Kiwi.
Hell yeah.
Another
Okay,
one.
lots of shit. And
Sweet scented cake. Oh, we got another one over here. Camden?
Yeah, what?
Astronomy snack. I can't pick it up.
Oh, cute.
Oh my god, wait, another one. Oh, it's Daniel. Yeah, you can pick that one up. I genuinely am full, so I can't. But kept finding them. But I'm like, how
Nice.
appropriate. Now I don't have to pick up Daniel.
Well, we got...
There has nothing. Down here. Damn, also has nothing. Okay. I just don't like acknowledging Daniel. Okay, yeah, we might have to do fire exit because I'm not really seeing paths. Ah! Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Oh, I found more.
Over here.
Hi.
Over here.
Why, did you find the mines?
Yeah, I'm up over here.
Oh, that's down. There it is. Hi.
Hi.
check. Oh, that works. Oh, that's you.
Hello.
Hi. Anything else up there?
There's so many places to go. I don't know if I should go too far before getting myself lost.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Where do we go? Where do we go?
This down.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ah!
Oh my god, run, bitch, run.
We're leaving at the bottles pie. This way.
Where do we?
This
Okay,
is up
okay,
like
but
this.
Wait.
Wait, was it like this? No, fuck.
Shit.
I was just trying to
fuck.
find you, so I don't know.
Where's the turret?
Whoa, that's
Oh,
the
dude,
turret.
We're gonna die.
That's the
We're
turret.
gonna die.
Okay.
We're gonna die. I
No,
think
it's
that's
okay.
a dead end.
No, it's okay. We've got this. We've got this.
Oh, we're dead.
No, I think.
Right? Oh, we're dead.
Oh no.
Oh, he's running. Get it off! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ew!
No more signs!
I hate the jester. I hate
I
it.
think I heard one of your mimics saying that we were lost as well.
On brand. Okay.
You know, I'm glad Mina was here for this.
She was a real go-getter.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now we got a whole 2 days.
We've got a whole 2 days.
937.
937.
We can do it.
Dollars worth of scrap.
All right, pull the lever.
Yep, we're
It
good to
is
go. We're
clear.
good to go. We're good to go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think. Wait, Camden. First of all, I think your mimic
What?
wanted to leave with us. Second of all,
For sure.
yeah, we did sadly lose our cat cakes, but it's okay. It's okay. This was just the first day of the 3-day run. There's so much time to find gamblers and nihilities.
time.
And
Right?
there's so much we can do right now. We're not gonna let
Exactly.
one jester get in our way. God, it
No,
really
never.
started cranking it immediately.
It could not have cracked it back. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Da, 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 da. Da,
Dun, da, 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 da.
It's Blade.
Dude. Oh, hell yeah.
You know what would be insane?
What?
Oops, all Reenies. Like,
That would be
like,
incredible.
like, it would be, like, great, but at the same time, like, how much money would that be? Like,
Oh, trap in this room.
oh, yeah, I hear it.
Fire exit over here.
I'll test
Oh,
it.
shit.
Ooh, yeah, there it is.
Was locked.
Well, I've replaced one of our lost cakes.
What? Is it you?
No, it's Mina Cake.
Oh, good.
Like I said, I'm glad she's here with us.
I'm glad we have Mina representation.
Wait, where did you say the fire escape was?
It's down next to the truck. Oh, I found the mine. Good, because we need to get in.
It's the real one. Oh, fuck. Okay. I see that blue light. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You okay?
Yeah, there's a landmine in the mine.
That feels incredibly homophobic. Like, I know I don't. Like, people are like, Allegra, you can't just sing. You can't just.
What?
It's back!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ew, get him away.
I don't know how to leave. I don't know where to leave. At least one of us needs to survive. Oh, for fuck's sake. And the Bracken! Camden, I'm so sorry.
Up into my world.
Okay, it's not far. Oh my god, I found the fire exit! I'm leaving! Bye! Alright, look, one of us has to survive. One of us has to survive. One of us has to survive. I'm sorry, Camden. Why am I running so politely? Fuck everything. Fuck everything. Oh yeah, he's dead. Bye! Oh my god. Oh my god. Not today, Satan.
I don't know how you made it out of there alive.
And the Bracken was fucking stalking me again.
Yeah, the Bracken looked like he was on one.
Oh my god. I don't think we're gonna make quota. And you know what? I think it's funnier that way.
I mean, we can. We had 320.
Yeah, we just need to actually survive.
We will. Okay, so we need 607. Math time. Did you see that math? We need 617.
Yeah,
okay, make sure your flashlight's
you did
charged.
it. Oh yeah, good call.
Thank you for resubscribing, Seishin. Happy 1-year anniversary.
Ooh.
Hey.
1-year anniversary.
Anniversary.
Can you see my character? Like what, my little guy in this? Like my skin? I'm just playing as Aggro.
Careful.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Careful, wee. Very careful, wee.
Ah.
There we go. I heard a stingray shuffle.
Here. Wait, can't.
Okay. What?
Wait, sync emotes with me. Hold on. There we go. That's me.
That's cute.
We're friends. All right.
Best.
I swear to God,
Okay.
if it's the fucking mines.
Let's go.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Okay, push the button.
Son of a fucking
Oh my
bitch.
gosh.
Son of a.
You know there's a jester right there. You know that.
Bertha's huge.
That's even worse. Okay.
She's right there.
She's blocking everything. Okay, that's a dead end.
Well, not too much of everything.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Spider's already
Already?
up.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Why do
Titans did
these
not come to
mines?
play.
Why do these mines fucking hate us so much?
Right?
Wait, do we already need to try fire escape?
We should, but hold on. I jumped past the spider web.
Is there anything worth it there? Cause you know me, I don't fuck with those spiders. Camden? No. No. Ugh, Camden!
Look at all those chickens.
Nope. 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 I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I'm going upstairs. I'm going upstairs. No, I did jump the web and then I heard the spider.
Move, I'm gay.
Oh, we can test the Bertha teleportation experiment. Oh. What the fuck? Can I push it off completely? No. Okay. Oh, that's nice. An immediate reward. Ugh, I can't believe I had to pick up a Daniel cake. For fuck's sake, for fuck's sake, for fuck's sake, for fuck's sake! Why is he so obsessed with me? No. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, I'm haunted too? It's gotta be that way. Fucking fine. Fucking fine. Fucking fine! Okay. Point taken. Point made. Point made. Point made. Oh, he's coming out too. Oh, thank Christ. Oh, thank God. Showering off Ghost Girl. Whatever.
We'll have to. I'm definitely gonna have to go back in there, but let me just.
Hi.
Okay, what do we have? What do we have? What's on the ship?
Nihilo Twee.
738. Okay, we need still. We need 100 more, dude.
Okay,
Okay,
I can't go
there's a
out.
nutcracker.
There's a nutcracker and a
Why?
bracken, but there's a lot by the emergency exit.
There is.
There's a fair bit.
Allegra.
Yeah?
We have to go. Come with me.
I'm haunted.
Oh shit.
I can't. I wish I could, but she's skipping. I hear her. Just go to the emergency exit. If you can get like 2 or 3, you should be fine. I know, as long as I don't look, right? He's still alive, right? Oh, shit. Yes, he sees some of it. That's 1. Good, Camden. Good, good, good. There's one right there. Good. One of those might be the pickles I left behind.
Fuck, Allegra, I have stuff.
How much?
Okay, oh my god. I don't know.
It's not enough.
Fuck. 840. Oh my god, I thought it was enough.
There was like at least one other item not far from you.
I'm gonna bleed out.
Oh, do you want me to try?
Okay.
Like, fuck it, why not?
We should both go, I feel like.
Okay.
There is a U out there, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, where's my shovel? I'm holding it. Oh, he's dead. He died.
But that's not that door.
You know what? You know what, you bitch? You know what, you bitch?
Oh, I've had that.
Get fucked! I died on my terms.
I have an idea.
Get fucked, ghost girl! Me and the corpse of my friend are leaving. Hi, Kaylee! Was it enough? No. Did I kind
That
of
was
sway?
amazing.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh my god. Okay, do we want to do one last suicide run, or...
I
Like-
mean, there's nothing left to live for.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
If... Titan is Stormy, but Dine is eclipsed. Dine being eclipsed is cruel. But do we want to do it anyway?
Let's do that.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes.
Fuck it. We're going to die anyway.
Let's do it.
We're going to die anyway.
Women.
That said, I would like to just point out.
Yeah.
I did find her.
Oh, she's beauty. She's Grace.
You get a place of honor, my beloved.
All right. Let's go.
Dine and dine, baby. Kaylee, do you play a lot of, yeah, we're not gonna be able to have enough to sound, Jed! Oh, we will die with disco ball. Do you play a lot of lethal, Kaylee, or no?
Okay. There's a dog.
Where is it? What the fuck? Wait, did you hear that? What the fuck? Oh, I'm dead. Not me outrunning another giant. Not me outrunning another fucking giant.
Dude, they're all Tingian.
They're what?
They're all Tingian.
Oops, all Tingyun?
Yeah.
Oh. Welp.
La 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 la.
Also,
Yeah.
Oh, I hear something.
I heard something too.
No idea what that was. I'm gonna test this door.
Do it.
Fakeroni. All right.
Oh my god, it's the butler.
Oh.
Dude, it's been a minute since I've seen this one.
Where is he? Where are you?
Here?
Yeah.
In the main hall. Oh my god.
Oh my.
I think
Stay
he's
next
fine
to
when
me.
there are two people.
He's fine when there's two people.
Can I attack him or no?
Yes, but then he will attack you.
Is it worth it? Do we just?
I don't know. Well, you do get his knife.
You know what? Fuck
But
it.
I don't know how many. Oh my god. Oh my god, Allegra! Oh my god, get it, Allegra!
Worth it! Worth it!
Shit. Where is it? Where is it? Fuck! Fuck! Oh my god! Oh my god! Jump! Where's the shovel? Where the fuck is the shovel?
Yes, let's fucking go!
They're gonna get me. They're gonna get me. I can't move. Ah,
Wait, do the bugs also
no,
kill
I
you?
can't move. Shit. No! No! Ah! Ah! Are you kidding me?
Wait, I need to look around. Wait, no, I forgot to look around. No, do you hear that? Do you hear Robin?
What? No. Oh my god.
Wait, so what are the... What was that? Oh, bees spawn upon attacking the butler? Oh, wait, so
Dude,
where was that Robin?
Did you see that?
Yes!
Did you see that?
Right into the forest giant that chased me there. Oh, wait.
Right into the forest giant. Oh my god, that's working. That was so cruel. Are you kidding me? I lived, and as soon as I opened the door, the giant scooped me. He scooped me.
Wait. There was a no, you can't just say that. Wait, Wait. So was there a Robin outside? Was there a jester outside?
What? What was that? What was that?
Welcome to your first day on the job.
Dude!
This is your very own autopilot ship.
I hated that.
That was so bad. But you know what? We did double team the butler. That was pretty cool.
We did, but the fact that as soon as I opened the door, the giant scooped.
We trust you will be a great asset.
No, we don't have any dog mods anymore. So if we were hearing Robin, that would imply that there was a jester out. That's the only circumstance in which Robin should be playing.
I did not hear any robot or Robin.
Oh
music.
no, when I was trying to leave the ship, all of a sudden I heard and I was like, what the fuck? It's traumatizing.
Huh.
Boy.
Yeah. That was very brutal.
Might have set the audio back to my corpse, maybe. Wow. You know what? We died twerking under disco lights, and I think that was a pretty good. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid. I'm gonna say, in spite of that horrific ending.
For sure.
That was pretty good. You know what? I'm proud of us for killing the butler. You know what?
Me too. We did do it.
We went off on our own terms.
I didn't realize that the butler could jump off the ledge. Like I thought that all the monsters like had to walk around, but
no, I guess
the
not.
butler can't jump off the ledges. Fun fact. Wow. That was crazy.
Anyway, wow. Okay, it's 11:30.
Women.
I should head in the direction of sleeps soon.
For sure.
Camden, 2 p.m. is the start of Fue Coco Community Day.
Is that tomorrow?
No, Saturday.
Okay.
So, you should check your Pokemon Go too. I don't know, just for reasons.
Stop. Oh my gosh, wait, before I forget, okay, so I got a lucky ticket.
Yes.
So we can trade lucky things.
We can do another one. Yeah.
Mine expires in like 3 days or something.
Same. I have another one too. So, we can do a trade. We can just trade back and
I have
forth.
2 days left to trade. Okay. What is this? An not the oh my gosh. Look at how fancy this is. It opened up like a howler from Harry Potter.
Not the howler.
Wow, that screen. Okay. It says invitation. Come join me for this event. You have to have a ticket for it?
No, you don't. That's just like
it's
the
just
special.
like here's a heads up. So cute.
I did buy myself one, right? I think I did. Because I tried to like rebuy myself one, and then it was like fail, and I was like, I guess I already did. I'll try again.
Gosh.
If it's like you can't, then that means I already have it in some capacity.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so Saturday at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't bought it for myself yet. So wow, I did buy it for you before I bought it for myself.
That's so nice. Oh my gosh, thank you.
And we're gonna wait, Camden, you never posted any of those videos of us dying in the wind.
I need to do that. I really do need to do that. Dude, that was so funny. I'm gonna post this up.
That was insane. We were just like whimded.
Yeah, Pokemon Go, 8 hours. It was like a party can only last for 8 hours.
A party can only last for 8 hours. That felt like such a call out.
For sure. The fact that we were able to like stick together in a party for 8 hours is gnarly.
No, okay, but the only reason we made it at any capacity is because about 6 to 6.5 hours in, I called Christian and I was like, babe, we're cold. Can you come get us?
It was unnaturally cold
And
and windy,
and it's
was
gonna
just
be
like,
kind
what
of
is happening
chilly on Saturday too, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be a
Yeah,
high of
so
65
definitely
on Saturday, so we're gonna wear hoodies.
Warm.
And it's gonna be fucking raining when Molly's in town. She's bringing it with her.
That's on her. That's her fault.
Yeah, I know, and I think it's really rude.
For sure.
Okay, I'm out. Are you gonna stay up?
I'm gonna stream for a little while longer.
Okie dokie. 65 is chill. It is in SoCal. It is for SoCal in March.
Yeah.
Fish need water. Man, fish can fucking die in the desert, man. I don't want this cold. All right.
Oh my gosh.
My chat. Wow. Oh my God. How's my chat gonna? What's it gonna do? Where's it gonna go? Are our
no one
chats just gonna
knows.
keep touching?
That's so fun.
Alrighty, guys. I'm out. I'll see y'all around, and Camden, I will see you on Saturday.
Sounds good. Thank you for gaming tonight. It was fun.
Thank you. I'm glad we did it. Now I gotta go.
Me
Now I
too.
gotta go spend time with my boyfriend.
Sweet. Tell him I say hi and good night.
I will. Night, Camden. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
I should actually exit the game as I say that.
Hey.